Loading statistics. Please hold. There are 164 ongoing crimes in your area. Make your selection.
Good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing? This is Dave, the Watchman with Bacon.com, joined by the lovely Lauren to my left here. Maybe scooch over a little bit here, Lauren, get you in frame. And, of course, Justin Smith from VideoGameSpectrum.com. How is everybody doing this morning?
Woohoo!
Doing well. Ready for some Nintendo action.
Hey, you gotta scoot your boots that way.
I gotta scooch my booch this way? Alright, sorry.
Rude.
I changed the camera settings so we could fit it into the Mario Kart frame, because we're gonna play, instead of just doing a boring old pre-show like we've been doing, we're gonna play some Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. Would you hit the home button for us, please?
I would love to hit the
Thank
home
you.
button.
Let's go into this. Justin, what are your thoughts before we get into this? What are your thoughts? Go ahead. Hit that.
Oh, man. I'm excited for Nintendo. I mean, I'm a little bummed it's only a half hour, but hopefully they bring the fire and they just are rapid fire with all the games that they're going to announce. We already know that we're getting, ARMS this month. Next month we're getting Splatoon. The month after that we're getting the Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Right.
So it's just a matter of them filling the rest of the months in the year, I guess, at this point. And obviously then showing us the more of the Super Mario Odyssey. So I'm sure we'll see plenty of that.
I'm really pumped for Super Mario Odyssey.
Me too.
Frankly. That's one of the reasons I bought a Switch. Let's get into Mario Kart. Let's see. I don't think I've ever tried to do any online play, so let's see how this works.
All right.
Excited.
Okay, it says I've got 1 friends online.
Only one friend. One friend only.
What are your hopes for Super Mario Odyssey? What do you want to see out of this game?
For me, I just give me like a 2017 version of Super Mario 64. Let me go wherever I want to go. But I'm interested because I know that there's more worlds. There's more, I just want to know more about this hat that he wears and how that works. Because I've seen him jump on it, I've seen him throw it, but why? Why is there this hat with eyes on it?
Let me see here. Hang on just a second.
You're good. You're good.
Getting this battle royale going.
Try going into. I think you have to go into online play.
Yeah, I think I'm in online play. I'm gonna create a room, I guess. There you go.
Thank you.
Did you go to wireless play or online play? Let me see.
I think I went to wireless play. Let me back out.
Okay.
Sorry.
Failed.
No, you're good. You're good.
Alright, online play. 2 players. We're ready.
And then if you have to create a room, then I can kind of.
Then you can join us.
Yeah. 1 friend online.
One friend online.
Alright, we're good. We're good.
There we go.
Alright, friends. There we go.
Friends. There you are.
You!
You can join our friend group.
I demand you join us, Level Up J.
It won't let me join.
What? It's very exclusive.
Oh, yes. Do we have
I'll
to
create a room.
There we go.
Yeah.
Create a room. Privately with friends.
Yeah,
Now
try
I
that.
There we go. Where's my... Yeah.
Oh, there. It says you're online now.
Ah,
Perfect.
finally. Here we go.
Woohoo!
I'm joining you now.
I'm really interested to see what's going on with this cap with the eyes as well. I mean, that's going to be the overwhelming gameplay element for Mario Odyssey.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, there's a Yoshi mobile? I can't.
There is a Yoshi mobile.
Yes.
I have not
Even-
unlocked everything yet.
I'm just gonna do this. Make it quick. Let's pick through this.
Oh,
Dot
take it.
Croc is in the chat. She says that she thinks Fire Emblem Warriors is going to be in like October/November.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Justine!
Oh, my dog just jumped up on my lap. Gonna get him down. There we go.
What up, lap dog?
Hello, puppy.
Let's see.
He's not used to me being home right now.
He's like, what? It's the weekend.
Let's do just a 100cc race.
That'd be good.
Let's add some computer players. Normal com.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try out a little something different. I'm not playing with my normal online setup. Just trying out some different stuff. See what I got.
See, that's like the fun stuff.
This is gonna be interesting to see. Yeah, I agree, Doc Rock. I think Odyssey is definitely like early November.
It almost has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, which one do I wanna do?
Or right after Thanksgiving.
Let's do randos.
Random? Okay.
I think after Thanksgiving is a little bit too late. Usually Nintendo puts it out just before, so that way it can be like the big thing for
Sure.
Black Friday.
Right. Ooh, get to pick a race?
We just said random, yeah.
Randos. Oh, here's one thing. You might have mentioned this before going to Xbox, but T-Mobile has a special deal for their customers. You can get a month of the Game Pass for free.
Yeah, I think that started today.
Today is like the last day, so I'm going to sign up
Oh,
for
it is
that.
the last day.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm going to sign up
Even
for that
better.
today.
Even better. Yeah, I seen something online about it.
Ooh, I'm so excited right now.
Do you think
All
we'll
right,
see any
here we
Mario
go.
Kart 8 DLC?
Ooh, I hope so.
That was one of my short predictions. Is that I said if we're gonna see anything of the Mario Kart 8 DLC for sure.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're not gonna show us a new Mario Kart altogether.
No, it's way
But-
too early. I would be angry if they did that.
Yeah, same here.
I am not surprised Level Up Justin is in the lead. Alright, I gotta show no mercy to you. I try to
That's
show a
okay.
little bit of mercy to Lauren, but...
No, that we can show mercy to Lauren.
Oh man, you were trying to challenge Greg Miller for Mario Kart supremacy,
Yes.
who
That
is
was my
so
hope.
scared of you. He just will not answer.
He's only responded to my tweet about me unlocking the gold pieces, the gold Mario, the gold glider, or I think I've got everything but the gold glider.
What you need to do is start insulting his wife.
That's
start
really personal.
Start insulting Australia, because isn't she from Australia?
I don't know if she is actually.
She's got red hair, right?
I think it's brown. I could be wrong. I don't know. I know that I follow her on like Twitter and stuff, but I don't know that I know exactly what she looks like.
Oh, okay, quit hitting me like this. I'm already so far behind.
You could text something. You could tweet something like, "Just so you know, I'm following your wife." Is it just on Twitter? Question mark?
Oh. See, it's like feisty moves.
Yeah. Challenge me in Mario Kart. Oh, those lightning bolts just killed me.
Those lightning bolts definitely just helped me out.
Dot Croc asks about what our thoughts are on the Smash Switch rumors. I guess the rumor would be that, god dang it, that Smash is going to get announced for Switch. What do you think? Do you think we see Smash today? It's expected second.
Kinda. I mean, in a way, yeah, but I feel like I feel like they could save it for a Nintendo, like a Direct that they'll do, but I wouldn't be surprised if they brought it here. Nintendo's hard to judge because right now they're saying all this like, oh, we're only going to do a half hour and only certain games are going to be there, but which games are going to be there?
I know Nintendo likes to keep it just geared towards what's coming out in like the immediate future, but my God, come on, guys, you got to show. Please tease Metroid. Please tease at least one 2018 game.
I feel like they almost have to give us a Metroid. I mean, I'm sure. I have a feeling we'll see Fire Emblem. I have a feeling we're gonna see Fire Emblem. We're gonna see the Super Mario Odyssey. We could see some Mario Kart 8 DLC, which I would not. I mean, that might be a little bit on the more reachy side, just because I don't know if they're gonna do anything else for this game. I mean, it's already really supported. But then after that, I mean,
hey,
how much time do they really have? How much time to work with all that? So
I don't think they show Pokemon. They're not going to show Pokemon for the Switch at least, because they just announced Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and that's going to be 3DS only. So Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I
not getting Pokemon for the Switch until next year at the very earliest.
I don't think so either. I think that that's going to be something that they wait and they talk about at a direct, or if it comes at all, that'll be something later on. I don't think you'll see it today. I could definitely see them saving the very last thing to be Metroid. I hope that it's Reggie that does the conference, so it's just a little bit easier to follow and understand. As much as I like Miyamoto and love Nintendo in general, I just hope it's Reggie just to make it, seem a little bit easier.
Miyamoto might pop on a little bit to introduce Mario. Usually it's Reggie and Bill Trinan that are going to spearhead the conference.
Right.
I don't think we see much from the Ultras, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon today, just because we got that whole Nintendo Direct dedicated to Pokemon stuff just a couple weeks ago.
And that's what makes me. I think you'll see a little bit of Kirby because they've already talked about it a little bit. Kirby, because it's the 25th anniversary of Kirby.
Yeah.
They already kind of talked about it back in like February. They could show a little bit more of Kirby, but I mean currently I don't know what else that they would really showcase in a half hour.
They're going to end up doing more for Kirby's 25th anniversary than they did for Metroid.
Yeah, no doubt. And that sucks because I feel like Metroid has been, as much as Metroid has been like requested. How much do you think it would truly be? Like, do you think it would really be like sell well and it would be well received?
I think like the hardcore audience, that's something that they all want.
Yeah.
Metroid is such, even if Metroid is not like the best-selling Nintendo release, and I don't think it is by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
It's still very important just because of how influential it is.
Oh, I totally agree. It's just like Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda is really, truly not one of her better sellers until Breath of the Wild. So
I don't know about that.
Well, the sells for Legend of Zelda at least over the United States haven't been. There's not that usually their top sellers.
No, it's not their top seller.
No, and so like again with Metroid, I think it's almost like, okay, if you give us it, it will sell. Because like Breath of the Wild is sold crazy. So if you give us a new Metroid, I think it'll sell really well.
Right. It's influential in the sense that other game designers take so many of their cues from going back to Super Metroid's design.
Right.
I mean, you've got the whole genre of Metroid, Metroidvania now, which is the mixture between Castlevania and Metroid design.
Right. Which is quite interesting. So,
I feel like my vehicle is terrible.
I don't even know if you see much from 3DS at all because of what since they already touched on 3DS. I feel like you almost steer clear of 3DS and just go strictly into Switch only. But
I hope
that's probably the more of the fanboy talking than anything.
Real quick, one tip for you, Lauren, at the very beginning. The audio is coming through this, which is delayed. Mm-hmm. So what you're seeing on the screen is going to happen before you hear it. So for the starting beep, 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 just watch the lights.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, I'm already like...
Oh, all right.
But I think my vehicle, because I just can't go as fast. Everyone else is passing me, even if I'm going like at my fastest, even with like mushrooms.
Interesting.
So I'm like not going very fast. But I didn't pick my vehicle very quickly.
And the nice thing about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, obviously, being able to switch in between races, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Can we just talk about how wonderful this game is?
Oh, and this track's actually really nice to show off some of the graphical prowess that they've done with this game. It's not necessarily on par with Sony and Xbox what they've been showing, but it's so clean and so sharp and running in 60 frames per second. So
right.
Such a nice game to play.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Nerdberry says Metroid Prime was a behemoth and critically acclaimed game. Yes, it was. Metroid Prime, in my opinion, is the best game of that generation. Not just talking about the best game on GameCube, but the best game to come out that generation.
Ooh, best game on GameCube. Woo!
Well, not just GameCube, but best game that came out not only for GameCube but also PlayStation 2
Sure.
and the original Xbox.
Right. Yeah, that's a hell of a game. I've got an old GameCube that I have sitting around that I hook up from time and time again. I haven't been able to locate a decent price copy of Metroid Prime, so
Really?
it's been tougher to find. It's not as hard as trying to find Super Smash Bros. Melee, which sells like, crazy amounts of dollars every copy. So,
What's your price range for a copy of Metroid Prime?
I'm not really sure. I don't know what they would. I haven't really looked at it in a while, but I'd probably still spend $60 on it if
$60 for a Metroid Prime GameCube copy? What?
If that's how much they're going for, that's a new game. I could. The thing is that these games are like games like that are still like insanely popular and classic, and a little bit on the harder end to find. They're not necessarily the hardest games to find, but that's another reason why I haven't bought it, because $60 is probably the highest I'd go. So I'm really just trying to be cheap and buy it as for like $10, $15 if I can find it.
I'm gonna check Half Price Books for you and see if they get anything.
I went to Half Price Books before I moved back up to Iowa, and they had a copy of Super Mario 64, like what looked to be still in the shrink wrap for like $180.
Wow.
Woohoo! I got second place this
How
time.
am I losing? Oh,
Woo!
Good for you.
Yay!
Nice.
I figured it out. Figured out my life.
There you go. Hey, well, take a second and choose your next card if you'd like.
Yeah, because I don't know what's wrong with this vehicle. It's terrible.
Oh, we're about 30 minutes away. Hey, speaking of GameCube games, do you think Nintendo will talk about Virtual Console at all for the Nintendo Switch?
That was one of my E3 predictions in our E3 prediction show, is that I think Virtual Console, GameCube Virtual Console appears here. I certainly hope so.
If you want to see stats, hit the...
I got it.
You got it.
I certainly hope so. It's time for them to. They've already talked a little more in detail about what their online service is going to be like. So now give us more about that. Give us more like, okay, what games can we expect? What Virtual Console can we expect?
I hope we hear something about it. I hope it does play GameCube games. And I hope F-Zero X, like F-Zero GX, leads the charge. I would be okay with no new F-Zero if they led the charge with F-Zero GX.
Yeah, if they come out with, hey, Virtual Console, and it's going to have this game, and F-Zero's one of them, like you said, I'm totally fine with it not having a new F-Zero console or game. And they had Fast RMX come out that was a F-Zero inspired kind of game that you can get currently on the Switch, but not necessarily F-Zero quality. But it's still, from everything I've seen, is fun to play. I'm just too busy racing Mario Kart and not needing another racer. So
right. Hey, I was really surprised that your prediction of Crash Team Racing didn't come true.
Yeah, it did. That was if I had a conquer moment, that would be the one, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
Sony's conference last night, it really wasn't all that bad. I think the problem was just like the lack of surprises.
Yeah, I don't mind rating a conference like when we first talk about it, but I really enjoy rating a conference once I've gotten time to like kind of really think it through. Like the Microsoft conference might drop my grade a little bit on that. The Sony conference, I might just raise it a little bit, more in par with what it really was, because it wasn't a terrible conference. They still gave us a lot of heavy hitters. All their games are going to be, triple if not double A,
right,
quality. So they're great games. Sure, they didn't give us anything that's coming out in fourth quarter except for Gran Turismo Sport, which you're only going to know that if you watch the pre-show.
Right, they saved all the fourth quarter stuff for pre-show, which is weird.
Yep.
But Sony kind of traditionally lets third parties take that fourth quarter slot.
Yep.
Nerdberry says, speaking of F-Zero, how come Captain Falcon has not been expanded upon beyond Smash? I don't know. They haven't done anything with that F-Zero franchise since the GameCube.
I mean, other than Smash, the Amiibo support, and then being able to get the Blue Falcon here in Mario Kart, which is what I'm racing as right now, by the way. And then also, well, I started out with just a different motorcycle, and then I went to the Hyrule cycle, and then I went to this one, more in line of what I use when I race online. Oh, someone threw a blue shell. I heard it.
Come on, Toad. Let's go, buddy. Speaking of Toad, I would pee my pants. Like, dreams beyond dreams. If they talked about another Captain Toad for the Switch.
Yes!
And by another, I mean a Captain Toad for the Switch.
Yeah, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. That game was so good.
Yeah, give us an all-new one, not just a port of the Wii U.
Yes. Well, and with that said, how surprised would you be if they said, "Oh, we're going to bring some of the best Wii U console games"? There's been a little bit of rumblings that they're just going to port over a bunch of the better Wii U games. I'd be okay with that, but I don't know if I necessarily would double dip on all of them. Captain Toad would be one. Captain Toad would be one that I would be like, "Yeah, I'll probably get that."
I don't know if I would double dip on it, but
Captain Toad was so good.
Lauren looks at me. You will double dip. I will take Captain Toad with me anywhere.
Well, because I don't know if anyone knows, but there was a very emotional moment with me with Captain Toad. I was almost done, and then Dave had something happen to the Wii and lost everything.
Oh, no.
So I never finished the game.
The Wii U, after there was like some sort of firmware update, the one of the shoulder buttons on the Wii U gamepad just wouldn't work anymore.
Oh,
and,
no.
Yeah, I ended up calling Nintendo about it, and I dropped that I was also a game reviewer for a website, so they had me send it in and send it back for free. I tried to save all the data, but it just didn't work out. So yeah, I lost not only that, but I lost my my Mario 3D Land save. I lost my Bayonetta 2 save, which was I'd gone through the entire game.
Nah.
I was just going back and collecting money so I could unlock all the costumes. Yeah. Here's the thing, though, and this is something that's concerned me about Nintendo. It kind of gave me pause about buying a Switch day one. Ever since they moved their manufacturing plant to Foxconn in China, the build quality of Nintendo machines has declined. It used to be that you laughed when you bought a warranty with a Nintendo machine because, these things are never going to fail. But ever since the Nintendo DS, the Nintendo DS Lite, that was the first one where they moved to Foxconn, I've had each one of my systems something go wrong with them, except for my Nintendo 3DS.
Right, and then there's been a lot of talk of how the Switch was either scratching screens or issues with the Switch,
Yeah.
I haven't personally had any issues, but I also have a glass screen protector on mine, so...
Yeah, I bought a glass screen protector for like $10. Which
yeah,
reminded
you get like a
me, I meant to offer...
Amazon.
It was a 2-pack. I meant to offer the second one to Jeff while he was here. I kept forgetting. So
yeah, see, you might have gotten the same ones I got, because I got a 2-pack for like $10 on Amazon.
Yeah.
So,
those are...
But that's super nice. But yeah, those are the ones that like... the build quality for the Nintendo products has been suspect, and it's interesting because their handhelds seem to be okay, but the home consoles have been a little bit on the cheaper side.
Yeah.
So
I had something go wrong with my Wii when I was living in Chicago. Like the power supply went out, so the thing wouldn't even turn on. So I lost all of my saves on that one as well, and that included my Twilight Princess save, which. I didn't really care for Twilight Princess.
Sure.
Right off the bat.
But you lost all that work.
I lost all that work, and I never had the heart to
restart it.
Exactly. Oh man, this is just a poor set of racing on my part.
Oh. Yeah, I've made a couple stupid mistakes.
And yet you guys are both.
I'm barely qualified to be on the track at this point.
I tried taking the shortcut each time. I don't do too bad with it, but
I need to study the tracks a little bit better so I can learn where the shortcuts are. That was a good one.
Oh.
Just eke out 6th
Jeez.
place.
Terrible.
Doc Croc says the 3DS that she bought on Black Friday was dead on arrival.
Wow.
Elaborate on that,
Wow.
Doc Croc. What happened on that?
Yeah, please let us know, because usually Nintendo has a used to have a quality standard that it seems like like Dave has said has kind of dropped off a little bit. So
When Yamauchi was in charge, oh boy.
yeah,
If they gave you bad builds, he would have your hide. It's crazy, man. I think Sean Bonamigo might be arriving.
I might just turn this on.
oh, do we have another member for
challenger
the stream?
has arrived.
New challenge.
I will take on all challengers.
Let's see, you're like blowing us out of the way. You need like a handicap. Like you need to give us a head start, Justin. Just to make this fair.
I do that with my wife. I actually give her like a half a lap head start.
Wow.
Yeah, this because it makes it fun. Or I just don't like drift and stuff. I just turn the corner, and then it's no fun.
No, you got it.
All right, I will give you guys a head start.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. We want the full Monty. We need to see all of
All
Level
right.
Up J's greatness. And if you are watching out in Twitterland and want to challenge Level Up J, you can do so. Just tweet at him. It's Level Up J at Twitter, isn't it?
On Twitter, it's Level Up Justin, because on Nintendo, Level Up J is as long as I can get it.
Ah, there you go. So Level Up Justin on Twitter. Tweet at him and see if you've got the stuff. Take him on in Mario Kart 8. Are you gonna be Buff Bagwell of Mario Kart 8? Buff's got the stuff.
Maybe the buff in his prime, Buff Bagwell. I don't want to be male escort Buff Bagwell. Man,
he
he's
provides
talking about
a
a guy.
valuable service to lonely old ladies.
That's true. Talk about a guy who fell off the face of the earth.
And deservedly so.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, people.
Just think how different that whole WCW thing would have been had that Buff Bagwell Booker T match not been terrible.
Sure. Right.
Like, they would have had the actual brand splits. They wouldn't have had this stupid invasion angle, which was terrible. God, that was so bad. It's just so bad. That kind of ruined wrestling for me for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm in a weird spot with wrestling right now, actually, where I like a lot of the talent, but like I feel like I'm not watching it as much as I did even when we started the podcast and stuff.
Hi, Sean.
What's up, Sean Bonamigo?
Hi, Sean.
Sean comes from the future.
Nintendo press conference is the best of E3.
Oh,
Please be true.
People.
The lightning bolt savior.
You know, this is why I can't take myself. Out of my way, weaklings.
Got about 20 minutes left until the conference. We'll play for another 15 or so.
Excuse me, crabs.
All right.
I will eat your meat. Butter.
Do you think that's what Buff Bagwell hears at night?
I will
Excuse
eat-
me, crabs.
I will.
I will eat your meat. I will eat your meat with my
Not if I hit you with the shampoo.
Oh gosh. I don't know about this. Aww, rude. Ooh, I hit something exciting. Come on.
There we go. Here you go, Sean. It's your turn.
Or someone. Well, here, Sean can play better for this character and make it do better.
Nah, he's good. He's good.
So the Doc Croc says that she bought a 3DS on Black Friday. It was the Super Mario N3DS, let's see, off Amazon, which sold out in 15 minutes.
For her birthday.
Sister
Yeah, for her
refused to
birthday.
charge or hold a charge. That's
Interesting.
They refused to exchange. Huh. Only offer
Oh,
a refund.
only after a refund. Sent it to Nintendo and got it back 3 months. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
3 months
All right.
later?
Nintendo was pretty good about the Wii U replacement. It was just a few weeks. Everything was free, so it just kind of sucked to lose the Captain Toad and the Bayonetta save.
Oh, of course.
Poor
Yeah,
Captain
they,
Toad.
they really need to work on that.
R.I.P.
Because even with the Switch, you lose your save games.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's no way to save. There's no way to transport your saves to an outside memory source.
Oh, Sean, I think you're the player once you gotta hit.
Well, and that's just it. Is they need to make it to where you can put your saves on, the SD card. I mean, they've got to. It's got to be fixable, and I'm sure it is. It's just that if I have to send in my Switch for something, if I'm going to lose that 50+ hours of Zelda that I have, the 35+ hours of Mario Kart that I put in, then I'm like, well, I don't want to do that again.
No.
I mean, granted, I'll still play Mario Kart. It's just depressing.
It's just depressing.
There's just so much in life.
It's so hard to restart a game when you lose the
Yep.
save.
What's up,
Yes.
Justice Scooby?
That happened to me with my PlayStation 3. I was almost done with Final Fantasy X-2. Almost done.
Mm-hmm.
And then I deathed out. Nothing would happen. And it was all gone, and I've not had the heart to restart it.
It's so disheartening when that happens.
Yep.
Especially when, if I had just started it, I would have restarted it. But when you're how many tens of hours into the game, you're like,
That happened just recently, not because of a malfunction, but because of stupidity. Remember, we played 5 hours of Horizon Zero Dawn on stream, and then you had started playing it, and then I just had autosaves, and then you saved over me.
because you just had the autosave, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was alright. Since I was only 5 hours in, I was like, alright, we'll start it again.
You guys picked a racetrack. Woo!
Oh.
Let's see.
I'm just hitting buttons.
Sean's just hitting buttons. He's
How
going
good
for
is
that frame data.
All right.
How good is Sean at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe?
We'll find out.
Okay, so who am I playing against right now?
You are playing against Lauren and Sean Bonamigo.
All right, and so you're the shout man. Is that what this is?
I'm the shout man. I'm the hype man. I'll do the commentary here.
All right.
I switched up my build out or my loadout here too.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did.
Switching it up, keeping it fresh.
Yep.
And there they go. Level Up J takes an early lead.
Oh gosh.
Toad and Tanuki Mario battling for third, but Tanuki Mario wants to go and hug the wall. The wall was lonely. Toad busting through. Level Up J, though, doing pretty well as Inkling Boy. Here he goes. He's going through the rings of fire. Toad, hot on his tail. There goes a red shell on its way to Level Up J. Oh, Toad almost hugs the wall, taking a sharp left-hand turn. Meanwhile, Tanuki Mario taking that same left turn in 6th place, holding onto a green shell, looking for a shortcut. Looks like he finds one. He's got a star coming up behind him. Somebody's got some invincibility, but it looks like that winds down. Meanwhile, Toad has dropped back down to 4th place as they glide down in for lap number 2. Doc Croc says her GameCube broke. Powered on,
What?
just no AV, and Nintendo could never fix it.
They could never fix it?
That's
Why
a
don't?
curse.
Oh, blue shell, and I've got the super horn.
Oh my gosh. Blue shell averted. Level Up J is like Secretariat out in front. Huge lead.
It sounds like Doc Croc has a lot of issues with Nintendo consoles.
Doc Croc, did you go to Egypt and get an Egyptian curse?
Double lightning bolts, man.
I
Yeah,
never
how
had any
rude.
trouble with my GameCube.
I haven't had any trouble with either of the GameCubes I've owned, but
There we go.
Actually,
That's what I need.
I mean, actually, I've been lucky all in general with all the Nintendo consoles I've had.
Like even my old NES will still power up with no problem.
Nice. Got to blow in it a few times, but
Well, yeah, that's to be expected. You had to do that even back in
Yep.
90. You know?
that's right.
All right, level Level Up J is about to orbit everybody here. Meanwhile, Toad dropped down to 6. Tanuki, Mario battling his way from 7th place. There's an intense battle here, but Tanuki Mario just gets hit by a green shell, drops back down to 9th. Toad looking to make his way through the fire rings, but gets hit by lightning bolts.
I keep losing all my items by these lightning bolts.
Yep.
Doc Croc never red ringed her Xbox 360. That is
Oh.
excellent. I bought a refurbished Xbox 360 from GameStop back in early 2010.
And no issues, or
No issues. I was just like,
did you have
got it.
no issues?
I really didn't have much of a job when I was out in Chicago, so I didn't really have much money. But when I finally did get a job, it was like, all right, here's some money. I'm gonna splurge just this once and get back into gaming because I really want to play. That Street Fighter 4 was out at the time, and I really wanted to play Street Fighter 4 with Sean. So I bought a 360 for that to get back,
Gotcha.
back into gaming.
I never had an issue personally with any of my. I had 2 Xbox 360s. I had the regular one, and then I had an Elite later on down the line. I got it a little later than when it came out, but I had a good buddy and then an ex-girlfriend that both had Xboxes that red ringed. And the buddy that red ringed, he would put the warm towels around it, as you would see a lot of people do. And like you guys ever see that?
No.
I've heard
That
of it.
people would like put towels in the dryer, and then it would and then you put it around that, and it like overheats itself to like make it work. It's weird.
What?
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't buy that. As a tech
But then
guy,
once it cools off, then it's no good anyway. So
Yeah. I heard of people like with their lasers going out with the original PlayStation, they would turn it upside down to make it work.
Yeah, because you could track the move side to side.
All right. So we've got about 13 minutes till show starts.
Yeah.
I want to hear what Sean and the people in the chat think we're going to see. What are some crazy predictions we're going to see for today's show?
Well, I've got a list. We'll play Yay or Nay. I'm going to name the game.
Yay or nay?
Yay or Nay. I'm going to
All
name
right.
the game, and then you folks say Yay, we will see it. Nay, wish
Okay.
not. All right, I'm going to start off with, we got 2 big Sonic games coming out this year. We got Sonic Forces, which is like the 3D new Sonic game, and then we got Sonic Mania, which is like a mixture of old levels that are redesigned and then new levels. So yay or nay, either Sonic Forces or Sonic Mania.
Nay to both.
Nay to both. Lauren.
You know what? I'm probably have to agree. I think nay to both. I don't know if we'll see anything.
Sean Bonamigo, yay or nay? He doesn't know what those are, so undecided. All right. Will we see a new Golden Sun game for the Nintendo Switch?
Ooh.
Yay or nay? Justin.
I'm gonna say yay.
Yay for Justin. Lauren.
No comment.
No comment. Sean. He says someday is yay. I say yay. We will see Golden Sun today. Will we see Xenoblade 2? Yay or nay?
Ooh, nay.
Lauren says nay. I think that is a 2018 game confirmed now. Level
I'm
up,
gonna say
Justin.
nay as well.
He says nay. Sean.
Not today.
Prairie would say yes.
Ooh, he does say yes.
Oh.
I think I will join the contrarian party and say yay. We will see Xenoblade 2. Alright. Next up. Will we see Mario Kart 8 DLC?
Yay!
Oh.
Now, Lord, is that a prediction of yay or just you're cheering because you're
Both.
excited? Yay to both. Yay to both. Justin, yay or nay Mario Kart DLC?
My heart's telling me yes, but my mind is telling me no.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna
Nice.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yes for Mario Kart.
Only because I'm voting with my heart.
Sean, what do you think?
Yes.
Oh, Sean says yes. I'm gonna stick with the contrarian party and say no.
Ooh, Doc Croc says no, but Breath of the Wild DLC. Yes.
We've known about Breath of the Wild DLC though. Mario Kart 8 would be
Will
be
they
a
show
surprise. I think they will show that.
Or
yeah.
they save it for Treehouse.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, because okay, so Nintendo goes for a half hour, then is there a treehouse immediately following?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
All right. This one is for Jeff. Will we see a new Animal Crossing game? Yay or nay? Lauren.
Nay.
Ooh, nay.
Nay. I don't know.
Level up Justin.
Nay.
Oh, nay, Sean Bonamigo.
Yeah.
Does the mobile game count? Like cell phones?
I will say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that
true.
would count. Hey, what's up, Jeff McFly? He started watching.
Don't let me down.
I'm giving them a little bit of a lead on this one. I didn't tell them though.
That's kind of you.
Jeff McFly, Animal Crossing, yay or nay? I don't think we got a yay or nay from Sean yet.
You consider them.
All right, Sean says mobile. Justin, what did you say?
I say nay, but
Yeah.
if you do see it, it'll be mobile.
I agree. If you do see it, it will be mobile. That'll be the next one. All right.
And by the way, Jeff, I have been representing every race.
Yeah, he has. He's been kicking our butts.
Will we see a brand new Mega Man game?
Oh, you're pulling at Sean's heartstrings now.
Lauren, yay or nay?
New Mega Man? I don't know. I don't know if I have enough information to say yay or nay on that.
Lauren is requesting more information. This one's out there. Justin, what do you think? Is the time right? We saw a horrible imposter in Mighty Number 9. Will Capcom say it's time to bring the Blue Bomber back?
I think it's time, but I'm gonna say nay. I don't think you get it yet.
It is.
I want it. I want it.
It is time. It is time. Sean, Mega Man is near and dear to your heart. This question is really there for you. Yay or nay? Will the Blue Bomber return?
Not this year.
Not this year. This year is what, the 30th anniversary of Mega Man?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I say, yay! We will see new Mega Man today.
My only thought with that is that they're not even bringing the Legacy Collection to it. So unless they're gonna, like the second one or the first one, so unless they're gonna put those together and bring it all out in one, but
If they brought it all out as one, I think it would make me sense. All right.
Yeah, so I think they might either do some impact in the classic DLC or he might get star in something else, but I don't think he's got something.
We gotta move along here. We got just a few left. This one's near and dear to my heart. Will we see Bayonetta in any way, shape, or form tonight?
No.
Lauren says no. Justin.
no.
Sean.
For me to say
I'm gonna say yes. We see Bayonetta 3. We are gonna see Bayonetta 3 today. Alright. Here's crazy ones. Will we see Smash ported to Switch? Will that be talked about today?
absolute.
Sean says absolutely
Oh.
today. Wow. Lauren.
Possibly. Strong possibly.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the Nintendo feed here. Thanks, guys. Justin is like the grand champion
He is
of
killing
all
it.
things Mario Kart.
Killing it.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Now you see, this is why I want to take on Greg Miller.
Yes, now we see. We see the power.
He's got the power.
I as far as Smash goes, I could see them not announcing Smash tonight or today, but giving it a direct later. But then I could also see them mentioning it and then still getting a direct later. So that one's like the one that I feel like I'm most up in the air on.
So Smash is up in the air. Sean, you said yes. Lauren, what did you say?
For Smash?
Yes.
I said strong possibility.
Strong
Yeah.
possibility. Wow, that's
Nintendo's not pulling any punches. They've got Zelda as a launch title, Mario will be coming out, Smash has got to be there. Mario
Smoosh.
Kart came
Wow.
out, like it was easy for them to port Mario Kart 8. They gotta.
Smoosh.
Right.
By the way, represent Nintendo.
Woo!
Oh!
Sorry, I'm
Oh.
just adjusting
Cross,
my.
Capcom?
Yeah, it's Street Fighter versions of Nintendo characters.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, adjusting this screen, and last thing I need to do is bring this up here.
Do we
I'm
think
getting my-
Do we think there will be a new Captain Toad?
Ooh, yeah, let's say that. Will we get new Captain Toad today?
Would there be a dream come true? Will there be tears?
Not
I-
today.
Not today.
I'm gonna say you're gonna get Captain Toad remade for the Switch, just like the first one, just rebooted or
Reboot.
redone, like just bringing it right back, like kind
Yeah,
of like
not
a port,
like a
I
new
guess.
game, just a reboot.
Yeah, just like a port or whatever. It's not gonna be like a full on.
I'm okay with that. I would
New
be okay
game.
with that.
All right, so here's Crazy Town now. With 3 minutes left, here's Crazy Town.
Let's do Crazy Town. Come,
will
my lady.
we
Come,
see?
my lady.
Will we see Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Nintendo Switch?
No.
No.
Sean?
Even
Yes.
Are you just saying that just to be contrary?
No, I'm saying that because I honestly believe we will see Kingdom Hearts 3
Really?
eventually on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, okay. If the question is, will we see it eventually? Then I say yes.
Oh.
no, the
eventually.
question is, will we see it today?
Today, no. Eventually, yes.
All right. I don't know. My heart says it's gonna happen.
My mind's telling me, oh.
Dave's just swinging for the fences on everything, just so
I'm
one of
not.
them goes right.
I'm
like,
not.
I told you
I said
so.
I said no
I
smash.
knew it.
I said no smash today.
Here, Dave, you're back up here really loud with the mic.
What? Oh, well, I need to get this. All right, final question. This is the one we've all been waiting for. Will we see Metroid today?
100% yes.
Ooh, 100% yes. Lovely Lauren, what is it?
You know what? I'm gonna say yes.
Yes.
Not 100% yes, but a majority yes.
2-minute warning, that's a yes. Sean Bonamigo, Metroid, near and dear to your heart. What is it? Yay or nay? Metroid today.
Metroid is next year.
Metroid is next year, but do we get the teaser today?
No, because Nintendo has historically only talks about games coming out in the near future.
Ah,
That's
Guys.
true.
If you look at their lineup, I mean, Zelda and Mario this year, if they did Metroid as well, like, what is next year or the year after that? Like, they gotta...
Metroid's not going to come out this year. Metroid would be a 2018 title, but I think I'm going to say yes. Nintendo will break with tradition and say, here's what's coming next year. Booyakasha.
Well, and I guess if you only have a half-hour show and then you've got the treehouse after,
Mhm.
or is it all, the whole thing's a treehouse?
No, you've got the Nintendo Direct, and then you've got yeah.
Then you've got the actual treehouse. So I guess it gives it more time to announce some, things that they wouldn't necessarily have time to do. I'm sure they'll touch base on Splatoon 2 because that's just what they love that game, and it's a good seller. They already did their Pokemon Direct, so I don't think you're going to get much from the Pokemon side of things. So, and ARMS is like out, like pretty much.
Yeah, ARMS is out.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if we get anything from ARMS. So it's
Right.
it's now the witching hour. We should see this at any second now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ARMS is on the treehouse, though, right?
Yeah, ARMS will be on the treehouse.
Yeah,
They've got the ARMS
right.
Open Invitational. Was today the 13th or tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow that will be the ARMS Invitational.
Yep.
We got so many tournaments. Look at this. Splatoon 2 is a tournament. Pokemon DX tournament. ARMS tournament. Some really cool esports multiplayer games that are being pushed by Nintendo.
So, anyone in the chat, if you have any crazy or cool predictions you want to throw out there, let's hear it now before the show starts, because I definitely am excited for this one. The hype is definitely there because I want to know what else can I play on my Nintendo Switch.
I hope they don't spend a whole lot of time talking about Splatoon 2.
I am interested. I'm in on Splatoon 2. I'm going to get Splatoon 2, but I don't spend a whole lot of time.
Just gonna make
Don't-
sure I'm on the right thing
Don't
here.
spend that much. Oh, here we go.
Oh, it's happening. All right.
I think
You
I'm
must-
a little more
you're-
like on with you guys on this one.
We haven't started yet. Here we go.
There you go.
All right, starting off with arms. We know about arms. We don't have to waste too much time with arms.
Oh,
Rocket League?
Rocket League on the Switch?
Rocket League anywhere? What?
I am in on Rocket League. I already own Rocket League. I will double dip on that game to play it anywhere I want.
Some Pokken DX. Rocket League's pretty huge. That's a pretty huge game.
Rocket
right
League
there.
is fantastic. I should play more in Rocket League.
Yeah. FIFA.
Yep. Not as dumbed down as we thought.
No, not. Please don't just be showing us everything you're gonna show right here, guys.
Give us a
Right.
surprise.
Yeah.
Because we already know about all these except for Rocket League. I didn't know Rocket League was coming.
Do we really need to start with like a 2-minute ad though?
Otherwise, how are the millennials?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's kind of cool though. I like how they've done the ads where they bake the video games into real life.
yeah, they're showing that the multiple people from multiple like walks of life can play anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
And switch.
Yep. Here we go. Oh god, hold me.
The game is fun.
Yay!
The game is a battle. If it's not fun, why bother? If it's not a battle, where's the fun? It's a test that you pass or a quest that you fail. A race against time. Fun and battle always locked together. But the game is also something else. It's a journey, a passport to new worlds, maybe even an Odyssey.
Yay!
Look, a feel,
I
an exploration. Close your focus.
think I'm a
And
lot
open
closer
your
in time
mind.
on this one with you guys.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
the journey requires the right ticket. And that ticket is Nintendo Switch.
Of course.
But in the end, it's not just where you can take your game. It's where your game can
Yes.
take you. So let's go.
You guys, we're going on a trip with Reggie.
Where are we going? On an Odyssey.
Story goes that when the world
Oh, this
was
is
young,
Xenoblade.
everyone in Alres lived on the World Tree. Together with our
It's
divine
not. It's not the
father,
mic, Lauren.
the architect. They called that paradise Elysium.
A new Xenoblade game?
This is Xenoblade 2.
I never played the other Xenoblade.
You're a blade.
As the driver of the Aegis. Can you take me to Elysium?
Oh, he's mesmerized.
I'm in. Let's go to Elysium.
Let me touch your shiny boob, Jewel.
I'll take you
Don't
there
don't
myself.
touch me there.
Xenoblade 2, the story of the sexual harassment trial.
Pyra!
Here!
Xenoblade 2, the story of Bill Clinton.
Doc Croc, I have not heard of any leakers, so don't leak.
We'll show you. We'll show you what me and Pyro are made of. Take this! Now that you have come this far, there can be no turning back. You and that sword can't be! I'm guessing your goal is Elysium.
Robot Snake! Nice. Nice.
It's cool looking,
Yeah.
especially for a Nintendo game. You know, like where it's not touted to be as powerful of a console, but it's really cool looking.
What's the matter? Are you the Aegis, or aren't you?
I won't use that power, and I won't let you use it either.
If you know what you desire, you will have to show it. Not with words, but with your own strength. Everyone, let's go!
Oh,
Date? Holiday? Oh, it's out this year!
Wow.
That's surprising!
Sometimes you need a hero. A sword swinging, fire wielding, stone cold hero. With
Stone Cold the game.
what?
appetite?
There we go.
What?
Ah. Kirby Switch.
I'm okay with this. We
I
did
am
say we
okay.
thought Kirby would be here, especially if it's gonna be
Yeah.
for the 25th anniversary.
They're gonna do more for Kirby's anniversary than Metroid's.
That's sad.
Yeah.
But I like
Jeff,
Kirby.
Jeff says it's already better than Sony's conference. I don't know about that yet.
Not quite yet. But I've already seen easily about 4 games that I know I'm gonna own.
Yeah, look at this. We got simultaneously
Yeah.
1 and 2
Simultaneous multiplayer.
Yeah. Doc Croc says Nintendo already on point. This kind of gives me a little bit of Super Mario Brothers 3 vibe. Oh, up to 4 players.
Okay. No real name other than Kirby. In
Oh, there's
2018.
your 2018.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi from Nintendo. I hope you've been enjoying the journey with Nintendo Switch so far. When I found out that Nintendo Switch is being accepted by video game fans from all over the world as a home console that could be taken with you anywhere, I felt so relieved.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Take Switch outside, come together, and share the experience. This idea was how we hoped people would play with Nintendo Switch. But people are coming up with many creative ways to play, in all kinds of places, in many more ways than we expected. This summer, Nintendo and its third-party partners will release many multiplayer games that can be played anytime, anywhere, and
True
with
that.
anyone.
True that.
We hope there will be many heated competitions that will be ignited by Nintendo Switch.
Friendships torn
Now we'll
apart.
continue our look at even more new game worlds for Nintendo Switch. But before we do, there is one announcement we'd like to share from our very special friend.
Oh.
Please take a look.
Hi everyone, I'm Tsunekazu Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. Just the other day, we announced that Pokken Tournament Deluxe is coming to Nintendo Switch. This is the latest.
Have any of you
the
played
premier
Pokken Tournament?
Pokemon fighting game.
Yes.
Okay.
Two people
It's
can
weird.
dive right into
I
battle
have
using
not,
2
so I'm
Joy-Con
behind on that one.
controllers. So you can experience heated Pokemon battles with just one Nintendo Switch console. There are some fresh additions, including new Pokemon, and this deluxe version of the game will be on display at E3 for attendees to play. I have one more announcement.
Ah!
Game Freak has begun developing a core RPG Pokemon title on Nintendo Switch. It may not release for more than a year, but we hope you'll look forward to it all the same. In the meantime, let's enjoy this year's E3.
Ishihara-san, thank you very much.
Wow.
We heard
Well,
that
we
the
all-
Pokemon series is being developed for Nintendo Switch. What kind of Pokemon game will we be able to play on Nintendo Switch? I'm looking forward to it myself. At this year's E3, we're mostly showing games that will be released in 2017.
Nice.
Please know that here at Nintendo,
That's a
we're
big
working
one.
on many forms
That's what
of
everybody's
entertainment
wanted.
that can only be made possible on Nintendo Switch. We hope you look forward to them as well. Now let's continue on with the journey with Nintendo
I'll dive
Switch.
back into Pokemon. Mm.
Uh-oh. No. No.
Metroid?
No. Yes! Yes! It's Prime 4! Yes! Yes!
Yes, I was.
Oh! Shit!
Yes, I said Metroid Prime 4 in the E3 predictions.
Oh my god!
It's now in development.
That's all they needed to do.
Yep. A first look.
Nintendo wins. Oh my god.
Almost surprised they didn't save that for the very end.
Yoshi!
Ooh. Is this a port of Yoshi's Woolly World? No, this looks completely different.
It's
Yeah,
like
it does look
cardboard.
different. Because you.
It reminds me of Little Big Planet, but with Yoshi. Oh, that's so cute.
Like a great follow-up to one of the greatest platformers of all time, Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo. Jeff.
The flip mechanic is very cool.
It is. He's targeting with eggs. It's like an extension of Yoshi's Island. Yeah, it does look like a mixture of Little Big Planet and Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
It looks like you can do 2 players, just like in Little Big Planet.
This is gonna be such a great game for Jeff and I to play.
So just Yoshi.
Yoshi. Well, they're really hitting hard with the 2018 games. Uh-oh. Hang on a second. Team Ninja. Team Ninja's in the mix.
We're under attack! Mother's in danger!
If she's up there, then...
You two must keep going. No, I'm coming with you.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, Fire Emblem Warriors game.
I am Marth, the Prince of Altea. We've come here to save you.
Remember that you can rely on your friends. We're with you.
Get it together, you two. If you can't do this, who can?
You've fought your way this far. There's nothing you two can't do.
This is so
No matter
corny,
the
but it's
danger,
so cool.
we can
Yeah.
overcome it for working together.
It makes sense.
Let's move out.
Yeah.
Working together, we can finish this.
Fire Emblem.
Interested that Team Ninja is on board.
Maybe like a Dynasty
Oh,
Warriors type game.
Yeah.
Fall 2017.
Hi there.
Here's your Zelda
I'm the Legend of
DLC.
Zelda series producer, Eiji Aonuma. You may have already heard about it during Bethesda's showcase that was held a few days ago. It was announced that select Zelda items will appear in the Nintendo Switch version of Skyrim.
There you go, Doc Rock.
I'm really looking forward to exploring Skyrim with the Master Sword in hand.
Here's your Skyrim
When did this Master Sword get in my hand?
moment.
Next up, we'll take a look at the DLC packs for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Let us take you on a new Hyrule adventure.
They're required to take the Master Sword wherever they travel.
Yeah.
I gotta finish this game too.
Man, I put so many hours in this game and I'm still not even close.
Yeah.
I'm like 50 plus hours in and only beaten one Divine Beast.
Yep, I think I'm about in the same boat.
Yeah.
I just need to lock myself away from the outside world for a week and just try and finish all these games. Yeah, maybe. We'll just like finish the games that I really want to finish. I really want to finish Final Fantasy 15. I really want to finish Zelda. Horizon. And then I can start on Neo and, oh, new armor. Start on Neo and start on, Nier. Interesting, we haven't seen any Mario Odyssey yet. Maybe maybe they're just saving that for last.
Yeah.
That moment when I first came across that was amazing. Oh, and that battle. And look at that artwork. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Yes, expansion DLC pack. Well, they said already that there are 2 packs coming.
Yeah. Do they have a date on this one?
I believe 2017. They didn't show a date.
Okay. I was just to make sure I didn't miss it. Okay. Okay.
I almost want this just to be a new art book announcement.
Oh.
June 30th and holiday 2017. Very cool. And $20 to get the pair of them.
What did you think? I actually have one more announcement that I'd like to share.
Uh-oh.
The 4 champions that appear in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will be available as Amiibo. The Zora champion, Mipha.
All right.
The Goron champion, Daruk.
All right.
The Rito champion, Rivali.
All right.
And the Gerudo champion, Urbosa. You'll be able to use these 4 Amiibo in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Of course, you'll be able to use these in the DLC packs that you just saw, so please look forward to them.
Oh, well, hello there.
Yeah, don't you worry.
This changes the game. Travel the world. Bring people together. Play anywhere with anyone. If video gaming is a journey, then anywhere has to include a stop right here in LA during E3.
Did I see a
This
Donkey
is
Kong
magic,
Country
where
booth in
booths
there?
buzz and channels glow, where the game worlds
They're
you've heard
showing
about
past E3s.
suddenly spring into life.
Okay.
And this summer,
I was just
a new
making sure.
kind of
I was
heated
like, wait, is that a
competition
Donkey Kong
ignites
Country there?
right on Nintendo Switch. It kicks off later today with the Splatoon 2 World Inkling Invitational, which brings teams from the Americas, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan to see whose colorful skills are the best. Tomorrow, the Pokken Invitational will be held. You might recognize some of our 8 competitors who'll be duking it out in heated battles. Later on Wednesday, we'll see 8 players throw punches in the fun and competitive game ARMS, which launches later this week. 4 of our players will be pros, and the other 4 will be E3 attendees who rise to the top by battling on the show floor.
Oh my.
If you're going to E3, we hope you'll accept the challenge. And no matter where you are, be sure to catch up with Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3 for all the details and news about Nintendo Switch and Nintendo 3DS. But now, there are a few more worlds left to visit on our journey before we land in the booth. Let's go.
Take me with you. Now, we saw this one already, guys. We saw this.
Ubisoft is proud to announce his new Rabbids game, Mario plus Rabbids.
It's charming
Kingdom
enough
Battle,
where I'm kind of like,
and it will
all
be
right,
developed
I'll play.
exclusively for the Nintendo Switch. The Rabbids' crazy personalities and unpredictable behavior will shine as they arrive in a reimagined and twisted Mushroom Kingdom. They will surprise you in this tactical adventure filled with combat and exploration. Mario and his friends will join them in an epic quest.
Still baffles me it's coming out so soon.
We can't wait for you to play the game.
It's like the one
August
secret
29th.
Ubisoft was able to keep over the years, at least until earlier this year. Oh, that's a good point, Justice Scooby.
Ah, okay.
Here we go.
Rocket egg. Yes, that's what we want to see.
Cross-platform play.
Oh.
On behalf of everyone here at Psyonix, we're extremely excited to announce that Rocket League is indeed coming to Nintendo Switch. We know that both the Rocket League and Switch communities have wanted it, and now we're going to release it, complete with cross-network support that lets you play against opponents on other platforms.
The Switch version will have all the features and modes we've released thus far, plus exclusives like local wireless multiplayer, Mario and Luigi hats for customizing your car, and new exclusive cards we'll talk about later this year.
Look for Rocket League on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
They're doing a great job supporting that series.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Rocket League's on everything.
And they keep releasing new, like, add-on and DLC content for it, and special events too.
What is this?
What is this?
Monster Hunter. It's gotta be Monster Hunter.
Nope.
Turok, maybe?
Yes! Oh, here we go. Oh, this game looks so good!
A prehistoric world, huh?
It's got a theme song! It's America Mario! And Mexican Mario! This song's so dorky, I love it!
What? What is this?
This is wonderful, whatever it is. Ah! Always like it happening, everybody.
This is unexpected.
It's Mario's a demon possessing everything, including my heart. Look at this. I'm your superstar. What?
So the hat can almost take control of anything.
Yeah. So the hat must have taken control of Mario.
And release date.
Give it to me. Oh, and you could be the dinosaur! Yes, I was gonna say I hope there's a song and dance number, and there is! Oh, snap!
Yeah.
Yay! Yay! Alright, it's over for me.
Oh wait, that's the same launch date as Assassin's Creed.
We're spending money on that.
Yep.
Unreal Engine?
No, they're just
So
saying all the copyrights that are used. That's it.
So
they end it with
that's
that.
the show.
10:27. Yes, I'm hard. There we go. Short and sweet. That's all we really needed. Nintendo
I think
killed
they
it.
won of the 3 big ones.
Oh, yeah, I would say so. Of the 3 console manufacturers, Nintendo hands down won. And now we've got what's your face from the Treehouse coming up here.
We've got a lot of great game content to show you and a lot of special guests.
We're going to talk over them just a little bit, just to kind of recap what we're doing here. But
just saw the video in
yeah, Nintendo won hands down. Let's talk a little bit about what we saw here. They kicked off with Xenoblade 2, sequel to some renowned RPG. Hang on a second. Let's listen in on Mario Odyssey real quick. Hang on. We got to hear about this.
And the game's director, Motokura-san. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
Really looking forward to it.
So I know folks are probably really excited to get into gameplay, but before we jump in, there were a lot of really cool reveals in that video, and I think folks are going to be really interested in all the different directions that you're taking this game. But at the core, there's really kind of a striving
she's always
philosophy
got
that you've got going. I was wondering if you could tell our
funky
viewers a
mouth
little bit more
noises
about
when
that.
she's talking. Every year.
まず今ビデオ見ていただいてどうでしたか？何か面白い。
Sorry, Nerdberry.
I just ask you, was there anything you saw in it that
Oh, that was probably a lot of explaining.
I gotta say, the first time I saw that T-Rex, my heart stopped.
The dinosaur was a
It was
big
so
deal.
exciting.
よかったです。今回のマリオはテーマが旅になっていて、別の国に行った時の驚きをすごく強調しています。
So we have a theme of going on a journey in this game, but we're also trying to give the player a lot of surprises, and I think the dinosaur is a really big surprise for most.
マリオシリーズってマリオが持っているその分かりやすさであるとか、可愛らしさであるとか、誰でも分かるような共感というもので、今まで作ってきて、今もこれも入ってるんですけども、今回は特に旅の驚きっていうことをすごく、盛り込みたいので、驚きというテーマを、体験もそうだし、ビジュアルもそうだし、たくさん詰め込んでます。
But we also want to balance that feeling of surprise with some emotional resonance, giving people something that's familiar, that's attractive, that's really cute from the Mario series, and bounce people back and forth between the familiar and the surprising.
でそれを体験するための新しいプレイシステムを、作りましたので、それは本倉さんに説明してください。
So we've come up with some play systems to get that across as well. So it's not just a look and feel, but a play experience also. And I'd like to turn to Mr. Motokura to explain that.
今作は帽子を投げて敵や物を操ってとある地球を冒険するという物語になっています。
So the kind of moral story of this game is, you're going around, you're throwing your hat, you're taking over different enemies and objects, and you're traveling the world while you do that.
そのパワームーンっていうのがイコール驚きになっていますので、それを帽子を投げたり、いろんなものを操って箱庭を探索してもらえたらと思います。
And we talked about surprise before, but basically the unit of surprise in this game is those power moons. Those always equal a surprise, so you go around, you throw your hat at different things, you control enemies, and you find things that are surprising, and that gives you a power moon.
Right on, so let's get into some gameplay. Rob, you're going to take us into New Donk City.
I am. First, I'd like to take a quick look at the Odyssey, for which the game is named. It's the ship that Mario uses to travel the world, and it's powered by these power moons, so you keep needing additional thresholds of them to get on to the next kingdom.
Cappy.
And just to show off a little bit of the new moves, obviously there's the hat throw. You can make it stay in place, which is sometimes valuable. It can grab things for you. There's 2 kinds of coins, which we'll talk about a little later on.
Actually, they're in that little dialogue box. We saw Cappy.
Oh, yeah. Cappy is both the red hat that he's wearing and also in his native form, he's a white top hat. And so one other move that's pretty cool is this circular throw. Knocks away everything. But let's get down into the city. And as you saw in the trailer, so there's the capture mechanic lets you take over things. It also lets you do fairly exotic things like turn into electricity, travel through wires.
Oh, that's amazing.
So how did the capture mechanic come about?
キャプチャーという仕様を作ったきっかけは何かありましたでしょうか。
そうですね、今作はものすごくいろんなこう試作っていうものを、してから作っています。
So when we were making this game, what we started out doing was making just a huge amount of different gameplay prototypes.
このキャプチャーというアクションもそのうちの一つです。
And this capture action was just one of those prototypes.
みんなでこうアイデアを出し合った中に出てきたんですけども、それをそうですね、2、3日ぐらいで作って遊んでみたらものすごく面白かったので、すぐゲームの中心に入れようと決めました。
So, it was just one of the ideas that came up, but we worked on it for 2 or 3 days, and it just instantly turned into something that was really fun, and we decided, well, okay, this should just be the center of this game.
I love how much it encourages that exploration.
Yeah,
and
I agree with
experimentation
Justice
that I
Scooby.
think
This
the
game's going
Mario
to be a
games along
completion
these
as
lines are so
hell.
known for.
If
We
you're a
talked about
completionist,
Super Mario 64,
have
Super
fun.
Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, I
Here
can't
we
Eat your
got,
heart out with this
so
one.
much stuff that just looks interesting.
'Cause
And
I'm
you're
one
like,
of
okay,
them.
What will happen if I throw my cap at it? You never really know what's going to happen, so you want to try everything just to see.
何でも試してみたくなる仕様ですね。まあ、どういう要素があって。
そうですね、いろんなものにこう帽子を投げたり、試してもらえたらなと思ってます。
Yeah, I definitely hope when people, while they're playing this game, they just throw their hat at everything and try all sorts of different things.
Whoops, that was a mistake. Right now, normally, if you were following the story path of the game, you'd be talking to Mayor Pauline, who wants you to recruit musicians. There's one there. But we're going to ignore that right now because there's lots and lots of things following the main story.
Yeah, Pauline being the
like possess rockets
original
rockets.
damsel in distress.
Yeah. Oh, what a
There's-
great reference.
Actually, that's an interesting
And there's
note
been
there.
a
So you
couple other
mentioned Mayor
references on the
Pauline,
street
and I think
signs.
our sharp-eyed viewers will have noticed that some of the street signs are references to some Donkey Kong characters. We've got some interesting red girders going on here. I wonder, Koizumi-san,
It's like they heard me.
if you can tell us a little bit more about this city. It's got some interesting backstory.
やっぱりポリン市長がいて、ニュードンクシティという名前がついてると、なんかもっと何かこの都市について説明していただけますか。
そうですね、名前もそうですし、ポリンってドンキーコングのキャラクターで何かのゲームに関係がありそうですけど、今日はちょっとあまり詳しく言えないんですけど。
So certainly you can tell that Pauline is from Donkey Kong. The name New Donk City probably leads you to a couple of hints, but we can't get into too much of it today.
And I like the shirt you're wearing, by the way.
That is a
Good
snazzy
choice
shirt.
today.
Oh my god, guys, is Donkey Kong in this
Please
game?
look forward to hearing more about that.
Almost think it would have to be. I mean, just with all the
And this
references
is interesting
and
here where we see
New
really
Donk
throughout
City.
New Donk City, and I think throughout the world we've got these really fun playground elements where you're bouncing on things, you're jumping on things, you're swinging. Can you tell our viewers a little bit more about how you came up with that kind of play mechanic in the game?
ぶら下がったりして、飛び跳ねたりして、まあいろんな環境のものになんか。
Thank you very much, Nerdberry. We'll see you later. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks,
I hope we
Nerdberry.
didn't get you in trouble for having a hard on for Mario.
Yeah.
はい。
The body wants what it
まず
wants.
その施策っていうのでものすごくいっぱい遊びを作っています。それをこう配置してステージっていうものを作ります。まず。
So, going back to that prototyping process I was talking about before, we obviously create lots and lots of different ones, lots of different game ideas. And then next what we think about is where to place them within the stage.
Oh, wow.
そこにそのアートであるとか具体的なものを載せて遊んでみます。
So, we put it in the stage, we like combine it with different art assets, like kind of like real things to see what it might actually look like or work in game, and then try playing it.
That environment,
そ
that
うする
looks
とも
so
っとこうし
fun.
たいとかいろんな意見が出てくるので、それをさらにそこに
So if I
上乗
jump
せ
off
して
that building, am I gonna die?
And then,
Who knows?
obviously out of that, like different things come up, like, oh, maybe we could do this a little bit differently, maybe this could actually work like this instead, and then we kind of add that to it, and the process just continues from there.
なので先ほどちょっと出たタクシーなんかをジャンプさせるのもスーパーマリオサンシャインでもちょっと似たような仕様があったので、そういうところからちょっとヒントを得ています。
And so, you saw before, we were able to jump on top of the taxi, and that's something that was sort of in Super Mario Sunshine at times. So in that way, we're also getting hints from past games.
Can I quickly interject that So as I mentioned, the goal right now is to recruit these musicians. When I was first playing this game for a feedback report for the development team, I could not figure out how to get to this guy on the top of this building. You can just barely see him. He's a speck right now in that triangular building. And the way I eventually found to do it was to take a really long fall.
I did that too.
And that worked.
I feel bad for his knees.
A bit to my surprise. And I wanted to know, when you saw that report from me, what was that a problem to be solved? Was that a cool thing? What was that?
この前はNCR の報告書を書いていたときに、こういうふうにトランペットのバンドマンを到着できますよと書いてましたが、それを見てちょっと困っていたんでしょうか。
はい、それは読んだんですけれども、今日ここでプレイするとは思わなかったです。
Yeah, I did read that. I didn't know you were going to be playing that right now.
Troublemaker.
Well, I also know the real way. Or another way.
So I really like the fact that it's showing you that you can play this game just like you could Breath of the Wild. You can play it how you want. It's really up to you.
You can definitely tell like the new generation is taking over at Nintendo, just in the way that they're approaching their classic franchises.
Goes way back in 3D Mario, Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine as well.
So this is actually one of the two kingdoms that's going to be playable on the show floor. The show floor, of course, isn't open yet, so we don't have folks playing the game at this moment, but I'm really looking forward to talking to folks after they've played it, because I think there's so many different ways to problem solve and find the moons in these kingdoms.
Cranky Avenue!
I'm not even sure if folks will find everything over the course of the show, but it's going to be interesting to find out how different people approach completing some of these objectives.
But the game encourages so much experimentation because you aren't kicked out of the level every time you find a moon. There is no reason not to investigate every little thing you can see that might be interesting. There's no time limit. There's no disincentive.
Oh, it's one of the things I hated about 3D Land or 3D World. Was the time limit.
Okay.
Yeah, that is
so
a very
stupid.
interesting change that adds, I think, to the immersion in the kingdoms. When you think about Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, whenever you got your, whatever the collectible objective was, depending on the game you were playing, you get bumped out of the area and you have to come back in. But here, since you're not going to get booted out of the kingdom when you collect a Power Moon, there's a lot of encouragement to just go check out that weird thing you saw on the horizon, because you can still continue with whatever your primary objective is. Oh no! But then, keep on tracking and finding moons.
Another reason to explore everything is that there's very little punishment for dying. I just lost 10 coins, and there's lots. And I get to try again right away.
As long as there's a ground to fall on.
It's also worth mentioning that the bullet bills here are coming out with visors on, so they cannot be captured until you knock their hats off, because an enemy with a hat is the scariest thing in this game.
Fashion is very important in this game. You gotta be conscious of your headwear. Oh, careful.
No, not again!
Well, apparently this is not my day for this challenge.
That's right, third time's a charm, right?
Yeah. And if at first you don't succeed, give up on the third attempt.
I'm just looking at the space where we saw other sections of New Dog City, and looking here, I'm just so impressed with the
I like that and Mario games have never been super demanding, so I like that it only costs 10 coins if you die.
Yeah.
No time limit, just let you explore.
This game. And we have some other segments later on in the stream that are going to highlight some especially pretty areas.
Oh, you got this.
Oh, this is so up my alley.
And while I'm keeping my fingers and toes crossed, yes.
Thank you.
One thing that we haven't mentioned yet that we probably should talk a little bit about is the fact that you're playing with Joy-Con with the wrist straps attached.
Yes.
And that's a really fantastic way to play this game. It, of course, supports Pro Controller and other controller options, but you can do so much with the motion controls, and throwing Cappy feels very intuitive.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I'm going to switch to a different section of the game where I show the Sand World, which is also playable on the show floor. So give me just a moment.
Oh, no worries. But I do love that as you're experimenting.
This is definitely a day one purchase.
So many of your gestures will affect how Cappy moves.
This in Assassin's Creed Origins on the same day, Justin.
There's something else coming out on the same day too. Something from Bethesda's coming out that same day. I think it's Wolfenstein.
That doesn't matter to me.
No, for me, I would pick this up over that, and then Assassin's Creed would be next. Those would be the two games that I know I'll pick up that day.
Lauren and I are already going to take the day off of work, and she's going to play Assassin's Creed, and I'll be next to her playing Mario.
There you go.
Yeah. Mario will eventually solve.
Yeah, actually, if you hang still for a second, we can show his little eye
I cannot wait.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Look
yeah.
at how cute their little Day of the Dead skulls.
Oh, he's cool.
Those are
The
cool.
locals here too.
Yeah, I think he's
This
distracted
is my
by
this
the
is
local dance.
the area I really enjoy. I really like the colors and the look.
Yeah.
I just think
so
it's
let's
cool
see
that
here.
you can explore the
One
world,
thing
but
I
there
did
are
want to show
missions
off
within
is,
the world.
so
Right.
There's two kinds of coins in this game. And for the,
It's very. It almost feels very much influenced by Ubisoft.
And I wanted to ask the developers how that came up. You know,
I mean, it's
currency should be
open
worth
world.
currency.
You have objectives and missions and side missions and coins to collect.
はい。
There's the hat shop, so
今
must
回
be a
は
hat
コイン
shop in
を
every
本
world.
当にお金として扱おうと思いま
Hat
す。
shop in every world.
So we
So
wanted,
that's why you
you know,
get the
coins to
sombrero.
be used as coins in this game.
God.
Actually use them.
And you must be able, and I think you also can buy other clothing items too, as well as hats. I think,
And you know,
yeah.
I think
Yeah, they
I think
flash
you'll
like
agree,
football
if you go
jerseys and
to,
stuff
you
like
know,
that.
foreign land,
Look at
one of the
the
things that makes the
posters
biggest
of Bowser,
impression on you is the currency.
Bowser and
これ
Peach.
使えるのとか思ったりしないですか？
You know, you kind of look at it and you think, wait, is this real? Can I use this?
今回はマリオといろんな国を旅しますの
They're
で、
gonna say,
その国
"Swerve,
の国の
Peach is the
コインというのを
villain."
用意しています。
And since, you know, Mario was going around
That
all
would
the
be
different
awesome.
kingdoms in this game, we wanted to make sure that there was a currency for each one.
Peach just doesn't want to be
皆さん
rescued
コレク
anymore.
トするコインの要素になっていますので、集めたものでコスチュームを変えたり、お土産を買うことができます。
And, you know, they're a collectible item, so you can use them to buy different outfits or buy souvenirs.
So if I buy a sombrero or another hat, does it still have the same functionality? Can I still throw it and take over people like a demon?
Shocking. We are now
I
in
imagine.
crazy cap.
So there's two kinds of coins as we mentioned. The purple ones are unique to the local kingdom. The yellow ones can be used in any shop. I'm going to buy, because the guy at the door said maybe I should. I'm not living up to their dress code. Maybe I should buy some clothes to fit in better. I'm going to buy a local sombrero and poncho. And wait till you see how adorable Mario looks.
Oh my gosh.
Just wait for some social justice warrior to say
Adorable. I
this is
just love the
culturally
shopkeeper.
insensitive.
Yeah,
I was
there's
thinking the same
exactly
thing, but I didn't want to say it. I
You
didn't
shouldn't
want
be
to say it.
appropriating a
Souvenirs you can
culture
buy
by
that
wearing a
you definitely keep
sombrero
inside
and a
the ship.
poncho.
Oh my goodness,
I
just
love
wear
it.
it.
I love it.
Rocking
I
this
love
look.
it. Like if somebody seriously says that, like just go jump off a building.
Try that door again.
Where's the Amiibo announcement for this?
Oh, that's a good
So my
point,
capabilities
Sean.
are the same. You know,
Where
I still
is
have.
the
It's still
Amiibo
Cappy,
announcement?
even though he's turned into a different kind of hat now. He can turn into any kind of headwear apparently. Exotic superpower.
Okay, where's this club? I want to get in
And
this diamond
all right.
club.
So I go over and talk to this guy.
See if you meet the expectations now.
Lauren's ready to go to the club.
Ooh, snappy and lively.
Snappy and lively. I think the hat is the one in the.
I like the little
bunches
sugar
together.
skull man.
All right. And this is, of course, what the goal I was working toward all this time.
Yes.
I love all these little
Oh
moments of
my
surprise
God.
where you never really know what's going to happen
Yeah.
when you
Oh,
you
Why
get
did I
into
want to get
those
in this room?
spaces.
I don't know. I wanted to get in this room so I could play a guitar.
You want to get in because it's locked.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you play the guitar some more?
So then we're going to move on to some more traditional 3D Mario gameplay.
So
Over
music
this
seems to be a big
Now that you are
influence in this
terribly
game. Like
Yes.
in the New
Yes.
Dog City,
Explore.
you're trying to get
Yeah.
the musicians.
And
Right.
Footprints, I must be on the right track.
Oh, they're there, little Goombas.
So
Yeah,
notice
you're-
by
you're-
using
you're
the motion
recruiting
controls, I
musicians,
can
you're
actually
playing
use the little homing
guitar.
function on the hat
So music is big.
Yeah.
more easily.
Yeah.
It is possible with the button controls only, but it's much more
Mario is a cis white, what is it? Heteronormative male pretending to be a
Classic
Mexican.
Goomba.
Yeah.
F imagination and fun.
And let's just do a big one for
That's so true, Doc Croc. That's so true. You know, somebody, Anita Sarkeesian or somebody like that's gonna.
That's, I guess something folks are probably noticing here. So you're not capturing those Goomba. It's not every single enemy
Sad
that's
that this is the
capturable.
world
That's
that we
true.
live in
You've
now.
got
That
to
we have
find
to
the
worry
special
about
ones.
some
Yeah.
And a lot of it's
jagoff
having a
saying
good
something
eye
like
and
that.
just experimenting a lot.
About a
with
Mario
I think they're a
game.
shade
Yeah.
bigger, the ones you can capture, but I'm not positive about that. So
Nice.
bullet bills, of course, are useful because you can fly with them.
Oh, there's the moon.
And now I've got to very quickly capture my ride back.
Ooh.
And with bullet bills, you can only capture them for a limited amount of time because at some point they're just
Oh.
Yeah.
So you have to be a
What?
little mindful of what you're doing.
Yeah, you
when
only
you've
get
got
so
a
much
bullet bill.
time with the explosive guys.
All right, and then almost to one of my favorite bits in this level.
It's true, Doc Croc. In this day and age,
Oh yeah,
nothing is
the
safe
next
from
bit you're coming
triggering.
up to just blew my mind the first time I saw it.
So
in a
this
while.
place has these murals that look like they're decorated in this cool old school.
That is cool.
Oh,
That is
I'm
cool.
just gonna go right on in.
He's gonna go 2D.
And I'm still costume.
So, Koizumi-san and Murokura-san, I think we definitely need to hear a little bit more background about why you added this into the game, because it's so cool, but it's so unexpected as well, I think.
なんでこのような 2D の
music
8
goes
ビットマリオの
8-bit.
ところも入れたいと思ったんでしょうか。
3D の部分は気持ちよく探索できる。
Yeah, I like that touch. When you go to 2D, it goes into that 8-bit sound.
So we wanted to make something that would be, you know, sort of a contrast with the 3D stages that you're able to explore very freely in.
2D の部分はもう少し細かく緊張感のある構成になっています。
You know, the 2D spaces are kind of more confined. They're more precise. You know, it's more like kind of, you know, sort of traditional platforming elements.
同じステージの中でもそういった違った遊びっていうのを入れた。
But also within the 2D stages, as you can see, we wanted to have a lot of different variety.
もちろん昔からのゲームが好きな人にも楽しんでもらえるビジュアルになっていると思います。
And of course, you know, with the visuals, we're hoping it's something, you know, that people who enjoyed kind of those classic nostalgic games also get a kick out of as well.
Doc Croc is right. This is
One
the
thing
day
I'd love to show
Mario
off when we're
saved
getting out
E3.
toward the end of
Shoot, this is the day
is,
Nintendo saved
just how
E3.
much the music changes when we're transitioning.
Nintendo's
back and forth.
conference was
I know we've been
solid.
chatting. Maybe it's hard for some folks to hear what's been going on.
Yeah,
but if we
that's
just hop
true.
in and out of that warp pipe,
Yeah, it is
it's a pretty
true.
Impressive transition when the music changes.
Sean was not lying. Look
there's
at
no warp
that.
up
That
here.
is great.
Yeah,
No,
but
so
you can
much
now see
fun.
that it's more of a naturalistic instrument.
I'm gonna go
So I'm going to
crazy.
skip ahead and show off
So
the
Lauren, that
last
whole
part of
like
this
2D
scenario.
sequence on a 3D thing, that reminds me of what they were talking
okay,
about in the Moana special features,
that.
where they came up with the
will need
new
these.
way of projecting like the
yes.
2D
Which drives
artwork
people
on
into the
3D.
Oh, yeah.
on Maui's chest.
Might be that
Yeah.
Yeah,
Link
it's worth
between two
mentioning, too, that
worlds.
we're only
Just a
covering
fun
a
game.
tiny bit of
Yeah,
what's
that's
in
what.
this
That's
game.
exactly
There's
what I
so
was
much
thinking
to
of. Was this is
explore.
like a link
Just a
between
ridiculous
worlds?
All
You know,
right, so here we
being
are.
able
This
to
is much later
go
in the
from the
level.
2D to 3D, the
I've
music
still got my
changes, the
snappy outfit,
enemies
though.
change. It's all cool.
Watch these bullet bills transition out of the 2D, and then I'm going to use one to break out to this wall.
So another thing that's really handy about the bullet bills as a capture target that you'll see here,
Oh, man, I
when
don't
you're
know.
trying to target for really precision flying, it's got a little bit of a headlamp. Oh no!
It's called
no,
Smash.
Yeah, but not like a beat 'em up. Like
But it's got a little bit of a headlamp, so you can kind of use
Oh,
that
sure.
to line yourself
Yeah,
up.
it's super handy.
That's okay, because we get to see this cute little 2D to 3D transition
I
again
love
with the
that.
bills.
It's so cool.
If they did this type of a style game for Captain Toad, I would cry.
All right, you got this.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
I mean, this is game of the show for me at this
And with
point.
bullet bills, you can also give yourself little speed bursts as well.
Who's got a headlight?
Shaking the Joy-Con will let you go a little bit further. So it's worth experimenting once you get a feel for the timing of how long a bullet bill will last.
It's kind of like driving a car. It doesn't have any brake pedal. You can go faster, you can steer, but that's all you can do.
Ooh, look how they split up. I want to eat a cactus.
All right, so up here we're about to confront one of the Brutals, and folks may have seen them in our original teaser trailer for this game. They are an evil wedding planning firm, and I'd love to hear more from the developers about how they came to be and what your favorite Brutal is.
They're like Rabbids.
Almost, yeah.
一番気に入りのライダルは誰かいますか？
そうですね。彼らはクッパに、雇われてクッパの結婚式を成功させようとしています。
So they've, you know, as you kind of said, they've been employed by Bowser. They're in charge of making sure his wedding goes off without a hitch.
なので結構仕事をきっちりするタイプですね。
They're very serious about their work.
Respect that.
Their work ethic is admirable.
なので真ん中にいるちょっと背の低い同じような帽子をかぶったようなキャラクターがいるんですけれども、それがリーダーなので僕はそのトッパーというキャラクターがお気に入りです。
And you know, my favorite is Topper, the kind of shorter one who has that green top hat.
Yeah,
on.
guy in green. Yeah.
Yeah, Topper.
how about you, Koizumi-san? Do you have a favorite?
小泉さんもなんかキリンのカラー。あ、そうですね。ちょうど今出てるのハリエットっていうその可愛いウサギさんの、キャラクターなんですけども、なんか可愛い香りしてるのに結構凶暴なんで、そのコントラストがすごい面白いなと思って。
This is really good timing because the character I like the most.
You know, something that they said earlier in this treehouse is the most dangerous enemy is the one that is wearing a hat. So
how devilish she is. She's sort of like the tricky little sister of the group here.
Because you got to knock the hat off before you.
You gotta knock.
Possess them.
Before you can. Yep.
Attacks are really fun to watch as well, especially when she starts
Cappy
flying
spelled
around.
with a Y at the end, or is it
And it's worth mentioning, you fight each of the
I want to
girls
say
a
it's
few times,
CAPPY, but
they're,
I
their
didn't
tactics
see
get
it
more
either.
and more intense and dangerous.
But I'll be honest, having planned a wedding last year, I would take the help of Evil Wedding Planner.
Yeah,
Bunny
I mean,
Monsters.
evil help is better than no help.
It's a really cool game.
And they're very dedicated to their work.
And they're willing
They
to fight
care.
your enemies for you, and that's pretty great.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
ああ、かわいそう。
Oh, too bad.
Sorry, Harriet.
She'll be back. All right, so that's a grand moon worth 3 power moons.
And there we see Cappy in his natural state as well.
There he is, celebrating with Mario.
Maybe.
It's a spirit of cat.
All right,
Yeah.
so that's what we
Yeah, you're
have
right.
for gameplay for right now. But
Yeah,
we did
we're
have
catching
one
too
more
much
little
else.
feature, I believe.
Yes, we've got some new goodies that have turned up here on stage with us. So these
Amiibo?
are the amiibo for the game. We've got
called it.
Princess Peach, Bowser, and Mario in their wedding outfits. And
Done!
I just need to ask you guys about the development process for these because the detail of the sculpting is incredible. It must have been a very interesting process getting these to the state they're in here.
このアミーバはすごいなんか細かい作り方になってるようですので、それについてちょっと説明していただけますか。
はい、ヒロインであるピーチ姫をより可愛く魅力的に作っています。
So first of all, you know, we've got our heroine Peach, and we wanted to make sure that she just looked, you know, absolutely stunning.
あとクッパ
Give me that
とマリオ
Bowser.
もそのお相手で
That's the one I
ある
want.
ことに十分なビジュアルとしてデザインしています。
And you know, then from there, you know, we have Mario and Bowser as well, and we had to make sure that, you know, in terms of visuals, they weren't going to lose out. They
I don't own an
they gotta
Amiibo
keep up.
yet. Ugh,
あとこ
damn
の
it,
ポージング
Nintendo.
っていうのも
I
今
just
回
have
の
that
テーマに合わせ
Ryu
て
amiibo.
物語性
I
を
wanted
持
to
たせ
get
ている
the NES Amiibo
And,
because
you
it
know,
was a
another
GameStop
characteristic of
exclusive,
these
but
is
now
that
you can
the
find it
posing
really
is very
cheap.
kind of directly
And I
linked with,
still want to
the
get one,
story
but
and, you know, what's going to be happening in the game.
That one and
Yeah,
Shovel
Mario's got
Knight
kind
were
of
the
a
two I
humble
was
bow
eyeing.
thing going, and
now this
kind of
Bowser's
looking
cool.
Like I own the world.
And I think Bowser looks pretty dapper here, though.
Yeah.
But it is really amazing. I don't know how close we can get the camera here. We got a better look here, but in person, the texture, where some of them have almost like a pearlized kind of texture, and there's a lot of subtlety with the different kinds of fabric. You can really see a lot lot of nuance.
You
for
can see
these,
like the lace
amiibo. I'm really looking
in
forward to
Peach's
seeing
dress.
this
Yeah.
in person.
Yeah.
And I wonder, at this point, is there anything you
It
can
is.
share about the amiibo for our
Act
viewers?
now and get
そ
all
してアミ
three.
ーボの機能性について何か説明していただけますか。
You're so
えっとです
cute.
ね、アミーボはコスチュームを手に入れることができたり、あとはゲームの中でのお助け機能として活用することができます。
So you'll be able to use the amiibo to get different costumes within the game, and then they'll also have kind of an assist function.
And we do have existing amiibo that are supported as well. I think we'll be talking more about that at a later point. But I think that's all we're allowed to show for right now, unfortunately.
Right now, we'll be showing more of this game later on
Yes,
in
we'll
the
definitely do
stream,
that.
of course.
But Mokuro-san and Kozumi-san, thank you again so much for joining us here and sharing us with the inside about the development process.
Let's break this down real quick so we
All
can,
right.
we can all break.
And
Oh
folks who are
my.
watching, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be back in a few seconds here with our next segment, so please don't go anywhere.
We'll keep an eye on that, but all right, folks, this was the conference. My goodness. Yeah, so we opened up with Xenoblade 2. Great RPG series that I've really never dived into, but very surprising that it's going to be out holiday 2017. Like, everybody has thought 2018 for sure. There's no way they're going to get this out that quickly, but nope, apparently it's coming out. So that's another 2017 is the gift that keeps on giving. Look at
Yep.
that great setup for Mario
They have
Odyssey.
it as the Donk City.
Yeah, look at that. They've got like the little
Yeah.
buildings on the side and everything.
So
Oh
is
my
that
God.
Do we think that's Donkey Kong City?
Yeah, it is. It is.
I mean,
It's
it's
New Donk
gotta
City. And there are references to Donkey Kong, like they had Cranky
Mhm.
Avenue. That's a reference to Cranky from Donkey Kong Country.
Right.
Ah, just great.
All right. So we talked about Xenoblade. That's coming this year.
Next up was Kirby, just simply named Kirby. Looks like it's a 4-player platform adventure game. Not out till next year. No solid release date yet, but kind of continuing on with that Kirby celebration for the 25th anniversary this year.
I thought it was kind of cool that they had it looked like costume elements, because at one point it looked like Kirby kind of looked like Link with his hat, and then he looked like he had a Master Sword. So I don't know if there's some costumes that give you abilities in the game.
Yep. So that looked cool. Next up, they talked a little bit about Pokemon Tournament coming out for DX. What's that?
RPG.
And then they confirmed they're working on a new Pokemon game. So I think this.
Did they say new? They said, because there's a lot of talk that Sun and Moon is getting ported to the Switch.
I think that what he said is that, well, from what I inferred from what he was talking about, since we've got Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon that are coming out already exclusively for the 3DS, I think this is moving away from Pokemon Sun and Moon. This is going to be all new. That's just what I'm gathering. I don't think that they can come back next year and say, hey, here's another version of Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now it's for the Switch. I don't think they can do that. It's got to be a new one. So, yeah.
What I wrote down was Game Freak developing core Pokemon RPG for the Switch.
Right.
That was the wording he used. It makes me think that this is going to be a new one.
Well, because it's a new group of people working on it.
Yep.
So that's why I feel like it has to be new.
So they're already setting up their 2018 pretty well.
Yep.
And then, guys, was like the moment of E3. Just, they didn't have to do anything. Just space background forming into Samus symbol, and then just the number 4, Metroid Prime 4. And it's coming next year. And just, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. God is good. That's the hype moment. You didn't have to show any gameplay. That's all you needed to show. I mean, they can show gameplay early next year. We'll be fine. It's still a ways out. It's a holiday 2018 title for sure, but I'm fine with that. I did not expect anything less than 2018 title for Metroid. I just wanted to know that, hey, are you guys listening? Please, can we have some Metroid? Please. Rub it on me. Do it.
Did they put a holiday 2018 date on it? They just said
2018.
No, they did. They said in development. They didn't even show a year.
Oh, well.
So it says in development. So you might not get this till 2019.
That's
it'll be 2018.
Yeah, I gotta go with Sean with that. This is your Christmas 2018 title.
I think so too. I think 2018 would fit perfect for this game.
Yep.
But man, this is the one prediction that I had that I was just like, if I get everything else wrong, this is the one I want. Is the one I wanted right. Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah. Well, I'm right there with you. That was like the first thing that I wrote this year for my prediction articles. Was like Metroid 4 will come, or Metroid will come in some form this year.
Yep.
I don't know, Neon Saxon. I think 2018 for sure for Metroid, but who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, next we got Yoshi. No subtitle or anything yet on that one. This one looks like an extension of the Yoshi's Island games because he had targeting with his eggs and everything like that. Looks like this one's more of a cardboard type thing. So you got like a cardboard flipping mechanic that's going on. Looks just beautiful in my opinion. I love Yoshi's Island. There hasn't been a game that's really lived up to the original Yoshi's Island, which was a true classic, one of the greatest games ever made. And I just hope for a quality game on this one. I'm definitely intrigued.
Was this using another yarn Yoshi? Was this another like woolly Yoshi or whatever?
It didn't look yarny.
Right.
Okay.
Just looked kind of 3D, but in a cardboard setting. But he was kind of
right
because in a way that's where the Little Big Planet came into play, because he was putting on these cardboard heads like costume pieces.
Yep.
Which was super cute.
And then you'd flip the other side of the cardboard.
Yeah. So he just rotated. So it's like a 3D Yoshi little cardboard life.
Yeah, and that was really cool. The flipping of the screen and finding that there's like a little tunnel that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I will look at it. I may not buy it yet, but
And it looks like there is a 2-player mode, which would be like Little Big Planet.
ooh, yeah.
Yep.
Then we got Fire Emblem Warriors, so that's like the Dynasty Warriors spin-off for the Fire Emblem series developed by Team Ninja.
Yep.
I've never been a Dynasty Warriors fan personally, but this one, I mean, it's a natural fit for that genre.
Yeah, and they sell well in Japan.
They do sell. Mushu sells very well in Japan, yes, or Musu, I
Yes.
think is the terminology for it.
And Fire Emblem is growing over here in the West, so
yeah,
it's a title that it blends really well.
They're showing right now the setup at E3, the setup of the Nintendo booth, and they've just recreated Dog City. Gotta give it to Nintendo. They are always so masterful with their booth preparation.
That is really nice.
You there.
Doc Croc says Hyrule Warrior was thumbs up. That's what I heard. I never got a chance to play Hyrule Warrior, but I might check out Fire Emblem Warrior. It's on my radar, and it's 2017. That's a surprise to me as well.
Yeah, that seems quick.
Speaking of quick, we got a couple of quick announcements for Zelda DLC. So we've got June 30th for their first expansion pack, and then Holiday 2017 for the next one. We've got beautiful new Amiibos for the 4 Grand Champions of Hyrule. I can't get hype about this yet until I finish the game. I will say it's very cool that the season pass is only $20, so $10 for each expansion pack. Not bad. Not bad.
No, not bad. Not bad at all, especially for how many hours I've already put in the game. So
right. This is all. Well, it's been mostly first-party announcements, with the exception of Xenoblade and Fire Emblem. But we did get a huge third-party announcement with Rocket League. Rocket League is coming out this year for Switch. I know we've been playing Rocket League for like 2 years on everything else, but portable Rocket League, folks, family portable Rocket League, it's great. Yeah, Sean's right. It's great. It's fantastic. I may have to double dip on that.
Rocket League coming holiday this year, holiday 2017, exclusive Nintendo items and cross-platform play.
Mm-hmm.
So
that is insane.
That's smart.
there was another game that just said that they were going to. I think it was Minecraft during the Xbox conference. It said that they were going to unify, and there was a story that came out the day after that said it's unifying, Xbox, Switch, PC, and mobile, and that Sony would not. So I'm interested to see what cross-platforms it works with when it comes to Rocket League on the Switch.
Yeah, that'll be very telling, but we'll see. We'll see.
Man, but that's an awesome game for the Switch.
That is an awesome game. That's
awesome game.
Just perfect fits.
Take me anywhere.
Exactly. Remember how we played that for like 5 hours straight the first time, Sean?
And then like 5 hours straight the second time.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I kind of want to just go play it now. What will the Holiday Direct show us? Doc Croc, I say Kirby and Yoshi, just focus on that, and then focus on maybe some DLC for something else.
I think if you do, because we did not get a Smash Brothers announcement, which that was the one I was really like teetering on. I couldn't make a decision. I think if they're going to do it, they'll show it later this year and it'll come next year.
Yeah, I agree. I think Smash will be first half of next year, and then Metroid will be second half of next year. So E3 next year for Nintendo is just going to be first gameplay footage of Metroid. I don't think you're going to see it till next year.
Mm-hmm.
But I am fine with that because, guys, we know it's coming. We know it's coming. 2018 is shaping up to be awesome. 2017 has already been like the best year of gaming ever. Ever.
Those are big words.
Those are big words.
Yeah, and think about this too. So we're going, before we touch on the last game shown, you're talking about Nintendo. And this is kind of a little segue. Nintendo has ARMS out this month. Splatoon out next month.
Yep.
August is your Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Right.
And then I guess September, that can be one of your Fire Emblem. That could be your Fire Emblem game because it said fall 2017.
Yep.
You know, you got
October's
October
Mario.
is the next game that we're going to talk about, Mario Odyssey. And then you've got your holiday releases in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Rocket League.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then your DLC expansions are for Zelda are this month and then holiday. So every month could be covered with a big Nintendo release.
We have never seen that from Nintendo before. Hell, we've hardly ever seen that from any first party console maker before. They're just like boosh. Yep.
The best Nintendo first year lineup in their console history.
Agreed.
Yep. And Reggie said, "Talk to me in a year."
Yeah.
Yep, he did, and he has fully brought that promise home at this point.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy how different they were a year ago at E3.
I know there's so much uncertainty.
Yeah, they didn't have much to talk about last year.
It was all the Pokemon Sun and Moon. It was like
Yeah, and it's crazy too to think that this is the first E3 that Nintendo Switch has been talked about.
Yep.
They didn't talk about it last year. We didn't know. We just knew that they were working on something, but we didn't know anything. So this is Switch's first appearance at E3 in any way, shape, or form, and they just killed it. Yeah.
And who would have thought that Nintendo would beat out Microsoft and Sony as being like the best of the big dog console developers?
Right.
Like they were seen as like, oh, it's the cute little Nintendo, look at this so squishy, you know. And then you have like you always think here's Sony and here's Microsoft, and Nintendo's a little squish in the middle. But Nintendo's like, ha, and just like level jumped them.
That was the big question that I asked about Nintendo in my pre-E3 articles. It's like, is this the sleeping giant awakening? And yes, it is. It is.
Yeah, because like she said, they just pretty much level jumped him in this point. They came out and, Doc Croc in the chat says guns blazing, mowing the way. That's exactly what it was. It was, here's what you can play now. Here's what you can play here in the next few months. And then here's what we got in store for you coming in the future. And it's all titles that you're pretty much like, yeah, I want to play that. Oh, I'm going to play that and that and that and that.
Yeah, so exquisitely laid out.
Yep. Anyone who's on the fence.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Mario Odyssey. This is my game of the show. October 27th, same day as Assassin's Creed Origins. Lauren and I, we're gonna have to take time off of work. We're gonna have to take that day off of work now, so we can play those games day one.
So, question, real quick, before we get too deep into this.
There's a 3DS trailer. I'm going to switch to that real quick. Go ahead, Justin.
No, my question for you, Dave, or Lauren, or Sean, if you guys want to answer this. So before Nintendo.
Wait, what is this? Hang on a second. Hang on.
Metroid 3DS.
Yeah, what is this?
Wait a second. Wait a second. What the hell? What the hell?
Is this?
What? What are you doing? What?
What the?
What the hell? What? Holy shit, man! Oh my god! They did them both! I was... Holy shit! Holy shit! Sorry for the language.
No release date, though.
Come on, guys, win!
Nope. No release date.
What?
Well, surprise!
Yeah, I'm so excited to actually talk about this game.
Yes, so welcome back, everyone, to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3. I'm Audrey. I'm here with Teresa and Tim, and we have two very special guests with us. We have Sakamoto-san, the legendary creator of the Metroid series, as well as Jose from.
How do you just breeze by that like it's
Thank
nothing?
you so much for joining
What
us
the
today.
heck?
Aubrey, you crafty
And as we
woman.
just saw, we're going to take a look at Metroid: Samus Returns.
That's
so
right.
you waited long enough. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah, let's jump right in to
Yes.
the start.
She's
So
like
for
so
the
blasé
people
about
at
it.
home that aren't familiar with the Metroid franchise, this is
Just as I was going to say, they are
Nintendo's
not talking
premier
about anything
exploration-based
3DS.
sci-fi action game. It features Samus Aran, who's a renowned bounty hunter, and she's been sent by the Galactic Federation to planet SR388 to investigate and annihilate the Metroids.
She's the best at what she does.
Oh yeah, she's super cool. And this is actually a reimagination of the original Game Boy Classic that was released in 1991.
Oh, really?
Metroid 2, Return of Samus.
Yes! Holy shit!
And this game is just, it's beautiful. It's
a little bit shinier than the Game
oh,
Boy
yes.
version.
Yes, it is.
Isn't there a
And
fan-made
it's,
version?
There
this
was!
game is
They
still
got
about
pulled
discovery and
because they were
exploration.
making
You know,
this.
there's intense boss
All
battles.
the
but then
questions
there's
answered!
so many pathways
Oh,
to discover,
thank
and
you.
you can take your time through it. And
this is really, this is classic 2D Metroid
Dave,
to
it's okay.
a T. It's got the isolation, the exploration, and of course, Samus just generally being amazing.
Yeah, and the great thing about this being on the 3DS is that there's so much detail in the background, and it's really heightened with the 3D feature on. And you can't see it at home right now, but it does feel really, really good.
Yeah, it sounds cheesy, but it adds a lot of depth to the experience.
Yeah. Oh, and something I want to actually show here on the show floor. So in the past, Samus was able to aim at 45-degree angles, but now she has this whole range of motion, which really allows for precision here.
Now wait a second. Is it only
really
on
nice
the new
because
3DS
especially
with
as you get
the
further into the game,
second
there are
joystick?
enemies all over the place, so having the freedom to shoot anywhere you like is incredible.
Yeah. So the free aim. Oh, thank you. So the free aim here is also really cool here, where when I'm actually moving it, and I actually have an enemy on sight and target, the audio cue will change, and also that it will highlight in red. So again, it allows for a little bit more precision here.
Yeah, it's still up to you to aim precisely, but that nice visual indicator is just very helpful.
Yeah. And Samus here has her very basic abilities, and so as I keep exploring and seeing new environments, I'll hopefully gather new abilities.
I don't own a 3DS, but I feel like I have to get one
This is another
now.
new ability that Samus has in this game, and it's a melee counter. And if I time it appropriately and immediately shoot, I do a critical hit on the enemy. But in the circumstance that I don't immediately shoot, I have some time to actually just shoot from afar and give myself a little bit more leeway to not get hit.
The melee counter is a new ability, as you mentioned, and it's really great because this game gets challenging.
Oh, yeah.
It's very, very
not
difficult.
right.
And since we have Sakamoto-san here, while we're speaking about challenges, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about some of the challenges you encountered while developing this game.
このタイトルを、開発中に、出くわした、チャレンジャー
はい、メトロイドに限ったことじゃないんですけれども、ある程度確立されたゲームデザインのゲームに今までやったことのない新しい要素を加えるというのはとても難しいことなんですね。
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if you'd qualify it as a big challenge, but something that we face whenever we're working on something like this with an established style of gameplay. It's adding, what sort of new elements can we add to something that again is established and has had some success in the past.
特に今までのシリーズファンの方々が満足していただけて、それでいて刺激的というものを追加するのは非常に難易度が高いって思っていました。
Yes, I mean, I really felt that it would be difficult, or could be difficult, to bring in new elements that would add a lot of excitement and at the same time make the fans of the franchise, happy and satisfied.
でも今回のサムスリターンズではうまくいきました。
But I think this time with Samus Returns, I think we've done a really good job.
なぜかというと、私は非常に素晴らしいパートナーに巡り会えたからですね。
And why is that? It's because we found this really amazing partner to work with.
That is really nice having that map on the bottom.
星さんありがとう。
Thank you very much, Jose.
Back to you.
Yes, thanks to both of you. And as we were speaking, you actually got Samus's legendary Morph Ball ability.
I did, and this is very, very handy to get, as you can see through certain tunnels here. Here's a save station, which I don't quite need right now. So I'm going to keep on going and exploring this area.
You always save on
And here, this is a pretty bleak area from where I just was. And you'll see this gate here.
Seriously. Top notch.
This is a little different from the original game.
Yeah, it definitely is. And for people that haven't played the Metroid 2 in the past, this purple liquid is actually very painful. And I'll just kind of...
Yeah, don't... Oh,
yep.
She did it.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, so I can't really go down there, and I want to, and I can't really interact with this right now.
Let me
so
just
I'm
check.
gonna
Mercury
keep on moving
Steam is the
and see.
developers. They're the developers that developed
And that's really that's the nature
Castlevania
of this
Lord
game.
of
Is you'll come
Shadows.
across areas that you just can't survive in yet. You just can't get past, and you'll have to acquire new tools and abilities.
That's
to
a
be
good
able
pickup
to
for Nintendo.
Keep exploring and keep pushing forward.
Exactly.
Have them do
so
this
since I
Metroid game.
can
That's so nice.
Go through the door, I went up
They're
and
also
around
working
it.
on a shooter
So I'm gonna
called
keep on
Raiders of the
moving
Broken
forward,
Planet, which I wrote
and
about yesterday.
This is
I did. I saw that.
a brand new feature to the Metroid franchise. These are Aeon abilities. Aeon is a very mystical and powerful energy source, and they actually give abilities to Samus that are very different from the technical upgrades that she gets for her suit. So this one that I just gathered is called the Scan Pulse. And what it does is that... I should remind people that the Aeon abilities are actually not... They're limited. You can't just spam them whenever you want to. And so they'll have their own energy, and you'll have to gather power-ups for them, and also more energy in order to refill that tank. So just to showcase...
One is Scan Pulse.
Yeah, so to showcase the Scan Pulse, if you see the bottom screen, the map usually kind of explores once you start moving, but if I use the Scan Pulse, it'll actually open up this quadrant of map already for me. And also on the upper screen, it'll show these blocks that I can easily break. So now I know that, there was an actual hidden path there. So.
And normally, you would just have to shoot everywhere to try and find breakable blocks, and you can still do it that way if you want to, but if you have the Aeon to pull it off, this Scan Pulse is also very, very helpful.
Yeah, keep in mind, though, that not everything can be easily broken with your laser, so, that's kind of some ammo that you'd have to waste, and it's nice to actually have the Aeon ability to strategize about, which one am I going to use? Am I going to use my ammo, or am I going to use the Aeon ability in order to keep on discovering and exploring?
Absolutely, and throughout her long career, Samus has had a lot of unique abilities at her disposal, and as we've seen already, this game adds even more. So, Jose, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about the process you guys went through of adding new abilities like the melee counter or the Aeon abilities.
Yes, well, from the beginning, Sakamoto-san wanted Mercury Steam to challenge ourselves to bring new ideas to the series. So we were given freedom to prototype a lot of different ideas and mechanics and see which ones would better fit within the Metroid universe. And once these ideas and mechanics were discovered, it was just a matter of iterating and polishing the design.
Oh, wonderful. They really add a lot to the experience, so good work.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Oh, just a Scooby. I went to eat. What did I miss? Well,
take that.
You always want to take advantage of those energy stations.
Everything.
Every little bit of help.
you miss heavy
for
breathing.
Sure. You'll notice that a beeping
You
started.
missed.
That's actually my Metroid detector.
I mean, they
and
played
it's
through
telling
Mario
me that there
Odyssey
is a
and the
Metroid
Amiibo
nearby.
if you saw that, but then
Again, for people that don't
we were
really
talking,
know
and the
what
next thing I
Metroids
know,
are,
they
they're
bring
an
up
alien
Metroid
species
Samus
they're pretty
Returns
dangerous,
for 3DS.
and they suck up the life form of any alien species in order to survive.
Yeah, you don't want to hug a Metroid necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing I want to showcase
No
here is
current
actually the
release
mapping
date.
system that this
Nothing
game
yet.
has. So now that, in case I'm not able to go through a door because I don't have the ability to unlock it.
I'm gonna say holiday 2017, guys.
I have these pins now that I can just drop it onto the map.
I mean,
and
it looks pretty damn good.
Kind of be my note for myself that
that's
I want to
amazing.
revisit this later once I grab an ability and maybe I can try it later.
And as you mentioned, this game is so much about exploration and going back and trying to find every square inch of the map to find all of the many hidden secrets. So this pin system is actually very, very useful.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Oh, I'm getting close, but I'm gonna go investigate this area.
Your Metroid senses are still tingling, so keep searching.
He's getting closer because the beeping is getting a little bit more insistent.
Oh, nice. Found a hidden missile tank.
Yeah, but see, there was an example where I kind of knew already that this pass was there, but the scan pulse would have been very useful right there to kind of show those blocks. Here's another save station. So, see, there we go. Scan pulse told me that that block is breakable, but I can't shoot it. So I'm gonna try a missile instead. It's open.
And that's a good point. If you ever run into an area you can't progress past, use all of your weapons and abilities. Oh, it's a little friend. Hi, friend.
That was a Metroid, but we're actually not fighting him. We're actually fighting his first evolution. And this is known the Alpha Metroid.
He looks twice as friendly as a regular Metroid.
So if I time it correctly, I can actually melee counter him, and it gives me an advantage to actually hit him for more damage. You'll also see that he'll drop these little sparks. If I actually hit those sparks, I'll get more ammo replenishment. So in case I end up using all of my missiles, I could always go around him and try to shoot those in order to get
Justice Scooby asked, why didn't they show this during their presentation?
I don't know how well
they just wanted to focus on Switch.
The sound effects
Yeah,
in this
that's
game
what I was going
are
to say. I think
incredible. The
because
music,
you didn't see
the
anything
atmospheric
3DS.
sound,
The only thing that was
it's really
mentioned
great.
about 3DS was when they talked about
Sakamoto-san,
Pokemon.
perhaps you could tell us a little bit
Otherwise,
about
I think it
went
was just
into the
all
development
Switch
of the soundtrack.
the whole time.
サウンドレア SE
And they knew they had
に
this
関しての
this
開発
treehouse here.
その制作した感じ、および受けた影響などについて話していただけますでしょうか。
今回のサムスリタ
Well,
ーズでは、
they showed the
ス
trailer
ー
for
パーメトロイドの
Yeah.
時のゲーム
The gameplay
サウンド
wasn't
の
until
コンポーザー
Treehouse.
2人
That's
参加して
expected.
Well, we have
Yeah.
two of the
Treehouse is cool.
composers who worked on
Yep.
Super Metroid on the.
So really,
Wait,
Nintendo's a lot
彼
longer.
らはもうそれ以降のメトロイドシリーズの音楽をずっと担当してますので、もう僕が何も言わなくてももうこうしてほしいという音楽をどんどん提供してくれるんでも
And
う
you know,
安心です
and they've worked on pretty much every Metroid title since that time, doing music for us. And so I really don't have to say anything. They just go do what they do, and what they do is create great music.
Excellent. We'll lock them up. Don't ever let them go.
No. Super Metroid composer's working on this one.
Whoops. So you made quick work of that Alpha Metroid. Good work.
I did. So I'm actually going to go return to that gate that I couldn't get to before and see what happens now.
Alright, guys, come on. Tell me the date. This is.
So I make my way there. So in the original Metroid 2, whenever you defeated a certain prerequisite number of Metroids, the ground would rumble and then you would know that you would be able to proceed to the next area. So now, in this game, you have these gates. And if you press on it and you enter the Metroid DNA that you had just gathered from the Metroid you just killed, it will enter into this gate, unlock, reduce this hazardous liquid that was killing me before, and now I'm able to get to the next area.
It's really cool having this really visual cue of your progress in the game as well.
Yeah. So now I'm going to go to a later area in the game.
And we've gotten a glimpse of it a little bit, but the 3DS hardware really goes a long way in bringing this world to life. It helps communicate the isolation of Samus being stuck on this alien planet. So, Sakamoto-san, could you speak a little to how you used the 3DS tech to bring this world to life and really reimagine it?
3DS 技術が没入感、雰囲気、まあそれ上にこの道の。
If they do say that this is coming out this year, holiday of this year for 3DS, then This would be a perfect placeholder until Metroid of next year.
Yeah.
Or even yeah. Yep, that's true. Or even if it comes out early 2018. Even though I think it'll be this year. It looks a lot better than a game that would come out next year.
Right.
And they said they wanted to focus on games that were coming out this year. Even if they did give us some games to come out next year.
Of course, with Samus, the 3D, the glasses free 3D, the 3D effects are put to great use. It really does help build the world that we're exploring. But I'd like to go ahead and ask Jose to talk a little bit about some of the more technical aspects.
Yes, it was very clear to us from the beginning that if we wanted to convey to the player the greatness of the inner depths of the planet and the past glory of the social civilization, we had to provide a big sense of scale thanks to the depth given by the 3DS capabilities. So we wanted to reflect this from early on in the development process, this scale, through the first initial concept arts.
Thank you so much. Oh, and you've gotten yourself in trouble, Teresa.
I always do. I ran into his room and he didn't like me being here.
Oh, you woke him up from a nap. Don't do that.
But I'm stuck here until he gives me leave.
And now's not the time to play with it necessarily, but I wanted to point out that you also got your spider ball upgrade.
That's right, and
really handy.
I also got bombs here. So these are actually very handy for taking him out. Oh my gosh.
So while you play with your new friend, this is obviously an enemy from the original game, and that brings to mind the fact that all of the enemies have actually been redesigned for this version. So Jose, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about what the process was for redesigning the enemies from the original game.
Yes, we wanted to respect the visual design of the regular enemies as much as possible. But we had to adapt the attacks, movements, and behaviors so they could fit with our new gameplay, without making them lose much of their original feel in the process. And as for the Metroids, they were the stars of the show, along with Samus in the original game, and this we wanted also to be the same in our game. And they suffer a massive overhaul from the visuals of the original game and in their gameplay mechanics. And also we wanted to clearly show the transition in the life form from one Metroid to another. And this is something that is very clearly reflected in the movements, behaviors, and attacks.
Thank you. And good work, Teresa.
Oh, thank you. So I could actually take the spider ball, and the spider ball is actually an ability here that's very, very unique to Metroid 2. But I'm actually going to do a very hard technique that I am not doing very good right now. I swear I practiced this.
The bomb jump.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh no. Alright, last
Metroid
try.
fans have spent hours trying to get to the craziest places using bomb jump.
Oh no.
But as you're trying to work your way around this map, that also brings me to the point that a lot of the maps have been redesigned for the new system. So, Jose, can you speak a little to the process of redesigning the maps as well?
Yes, we wanted to respect as much as possible the original layout of the original game because it has such a distinct structure within the Metroid series. And well, we wanted to add a lot of new series of new things because we wanted it to be felt also new. And we added lots of sections different from the original game because we wanted to accommodate all of our gameplay needs. And also we wanted the game to be more, the exploration to be more dynamic and diverse than in the original game, introducing some classic abilities from other games in the series but that were not present in the original game. And also we added some new, of course, special abilities that are unique to this title. So the combination of both made us realize some very interesting situations regarding level design for players to actively figure out their way forward in new ways.
Thank you.
Actually, before I take this elevator, I want to show this. This is also a new feature to Metroid Samus Returns, and it's a teleport station. This actually helps a lot with the mobility of the game, where instead of backtracking all the way through previous areas, you can actually use the teleport to quickly jump into a new area. And this actually really helps when you're trying to gather some items that you weren't able to in the past or explore new pathways that you weren't able to before. I'm not going to take it right now. I'm actually going to go back and take this elevator to a new area.
But you're right, it's such a huge addition to the game, being able to more quickly get to the areas you've already been to and find all those juicy secrets you weren't able to get at before.
Well, because like gathering all these items, it actually rewards you in the end because it does get more difficult
really
as
hard.
you further get into the planet, and the baddies do get really hard. So you definitely want to get all those upgrades and the items, and it rewards you. But you can also choose not to if you want a challenge. So I've visited previous lava rooms before, so I know that this red door looks a little bit dangerous, but I'm gonna go in anyway just to show.
You're a rebel.
Yeah, it hurts.
Need
Yeah,
that
I don't want
date.
that. Okay, so I'm gonna actually use the scan.
How much are
because I see
DSs
there's
right now
something
anyway?
Up there, and I'm pretty sure
New
there's
ones,
a pathway.
like the
but
fancy
just to
new
make
ones
sure,
are like
While you have
$1.99
Aeon
still.
might as well.
There you go.
The 2DS
So
one
we're gonna go
isn't
up
that.
here.
I love
isn't that
how
expensive.
if you had just shot
Maybe like
Right.
up above you, it would have looked like there wasn't anything to break. So
Yeah.
it's actually
Can you
good
play
to
that on,
scan pulse
on
right
this
there.
on that though?
I
mean, I would assume you
You
could.
should be
More
able
than
to.
one.
You just won't have the 3D effects.
Here's another suit
Yeah, it
upgrade.
seems like most games don't have a 3D effect.
I love
one
this.
definitely does.
This does feel really good.
This animation
Really
really
epic.
nice.
Oh my gosh.
And I love how vibrant the colors are. It's just, this world is so Metroid, so beautifully
Yeah.
Metroid.
Oh my gosh, dudes.
And it's just, again, it's really cool when the 3D feature is on because you get to see all the stuff that's happened in the background. But yeah, so I'm gonna go in here.
You know, Samus has her classic suits.
Yeah, her various suit. So I can't go here, so let's try going back to the way we came from. Whoop.
Oh,
That was close.
that was close.
That was very close. I like to play it dangerously.
And now you can survive the very hot
So
lava.
we're gonna explore this room now. And we could always go back and explore other lava rooms to see what we missed.
I have to point out that this is all one planet, this is all SR388, but look how different the environments are. It's a big planet.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of different areas and,
There's
a lot of variety.
so much variety, yeah. And every area is just so colorful and unique on its own. So here I'm going to show a new Aeon ability called Lightning Armor. And what it does, it gives this green glow to Samus, but also overcharges my melee and lets me go through enemies without taking much damage. But it does take away from my Aeon pool. And so I want to actually save it in case I need it later.
Yeah, every time you get hit, it actually makes your Aeon gauge go down. So you
That's
can't
right.
just run foolishly through a group of enemies unless you want to feel a lot of pain.
Yeah, so here's another door that I'm unfortunately not able to get in through. So I'm going to do another pin here. But I'm also going to show here, there's this information screen that will actually see, it will show different items that are shown in the map. And if you're not quite sure what that icon means, it will actually tell you here. And it will actually unlock too once you've discovered it and you know how to interact with it. So definitely keep an eye on these because these are actually really informative.
It'll help you remember what you already know.
Yeah.
Some
And
smart
we've already
design.
seen a few new Chozo artifacts, but that brings me to the question. Sakamoto-san, can you tell us a little bit about the decision to integrate more Chozo artifacts into this version of the game?
他のメトロイドゲームに比べて、この作品は、より多く彫像の作り出したものがあると思いますが、その背景について教えていただけますか。
はい、このゲームの舞台になっている SR388 という惑星は彫像文明が栄えてそして滅んでしまったという非常に謎を秘めた舞台なんですね。
So, you know, this game is set on SR388, and it's a planet that was home to the Chozo civilization at one point, and so it saw the Chozo flourish, and it also saw them crumble. So this whole area has this historical background of being a place just sort of filled with lots of riddles.
なので彫像文明の遺跡であるとかそういったものがたくさん、はい、あるわけです。
So that's why you see all of these, again, Chozo ruins that you mentioned throughout the game.
サムスリターンズ遊んでいただくとその文明の謎がある程度わかるんじゃないかなと思って。
And I think if you get a chance to play Samus Returns, you might find some of the answers to the riddles that the Chozo civilization left behind.
What a tease he is.
さらに謎が深まるんじゃないかなと。
But it is possible that there may be some
Oh my
new
gosh.
and more like intriguing riddles introduced through the game as well.
Fine.
They just took like the only cool elements of the other M right there.
And Teresa, you've gotten yourself into trouble again.
I did. So this is the second evolution of the Metroid species. This is the Gamma. I was able to do a counter melee on him finally as he came up close to me. But I'm also going to use Ice Beam because it seems to be really weak to his nucleus. So I'm just going to keep on attacking him. But yeah, he's got a dynamic set of moves. He's swooping down on me. He's throwing electricity on me.
But that's a good point. If you're ever fighting an enemy or a boss,
They're
and
showing so
your
much.
Weapon
I know.
choice doesn't seem to be making a big dent. Try
making me
one
want
of
it
your
that
other
much
weapons'
more.
durabilities because
It's
they
doing
might
its
be a little more
job.
successful.
Yeah.
And since I'm a little bit low on health, I'm gonna feel
Nintendo's
safer
showing
if
no
I put
mercy.
on my lightning armor. So I'm just gonna go here.
I was just gonna say they already won E3 by the end of their the Nintendo
him mad.
Direct.
Yeah.
This is just
he's
like
not happy with
they
me.
just curb stomped everybody.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw this out there. Those spider legs are really creepy.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of spiders, so yeah, this guy creeps me out.
Oh, he's turned red though, so you're doing well.
Yes,
Almost there.
I should be almost there.
And that's another kind of visual indicator to show you that you're getting closer to making mincemeat of this guy.
Yeah, and there's all those audio cues too for when's the right time to oh boy.
Oh.
When's the right time to melee him? So it only happens when he goes down on the ground. But yes, I was able to successfully kill him.
Good work.
All right. Well, with that, I actually want to show another later area in the game.
Oh, come on.
I think it'd be
I gotta
really
pee,
cool to show
lady.
the fans.
Let's do it. So while you switch to
She's
the
like,
save
nope,
file,
Dave can't pee. He has to see more Metroid.
We're hoping you could tell us a little bit about how you went about balancing this game, because there's obviously a lot of abilities, and it must have been difficult to balance making them feel useful to players without taking away from the challenge.
やはり新しい要素をゲームに追加するとそのバランス取るのが大変難しいと思います。やはりまあ十分な能力を提供したいけれども簡単になりすぎたら困るし、どうやってそのバランスを取ったのでしょうか。
はい。そうですね。やっぱり強力な武器っていうのは
Alright,
使う
listen
と
for a
爽
date.
快ですし、
They're probably gonna announce it.
まあお客
I
さん
gotta
も
use
使
the
いたいでしょうし、
restroom.
我々
Alright.
も使っていただくっていうのはあります。
Well, of course, you know, it feels great. It's exhilarating to use these really powerful and dynamic abilities, and you know, players want to use them, and we want them to use them, of course.
ただそれをやたら使ってしまうとゲームがすごく簡単になりすぎたりとか、あと新鮮味が失われたり、緊張感が失われていったりして、どんどん刺激がなくなっていって価値が下がってしまうという懸念があるわけです。
But you know, one of the things we have to be careful of is if we overuse them, if we make them too powerful, it reduces some of the tension that you feel in the game, and it sort of has the counter effect of actually reducing the excitement and sort of again that thrill that we want players to feel. So again, it's a really delicate balance.
サムスリターンズでいうとビームバーストっていうその連射ができる機能があって、これが一番その例に今打ちましたね。これのバランスと非常に難しくて、やはり消費量であるとかその効果であるとかその供給量、このバランスをうまく整えるのに非常にチューニングを繰り返しまして、マーキュリースティームさんにもいろいろとご迷惑をかけたんじゃないかなと思います。
Well, yeah, and I think a good example of some of the difficulty in that fine tuning is what we just saw on screen. This beam burst, and what's difficult again about finding that balance is you have to measure the effect of the weapon, and you also have to take into consideration the amount of energy it uses and the supply of energy that's available to you, and trying to come up with again a balance that works throughout the game and keeps all of those factors in mind. It can be quite challenging. I think we put quite a load on Mercury's team and having them do that, but I think they did a remarkably good job.
Yes, I completely agree with Sakamoto. Sakamoto San's words, it was difficult to balance the new abilities, not only because they can be used alone, but only because they can be used in combination between them, and also they can be combined with the classic abilities too. So at the end, it was pretty tough, but we, however, are very confident that we finally found the best possible balance for all players to fully enjoy them.
I think you achieved a great balance, and trust me, it's still difficult.
Right, so my Metroid detector went off again. And this is the Gamma Husk, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be facing him.
Maybe it's something cuddlier. Hey, little guy.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not.
So this is the next evolution. This is the Zeta, and he's pretty gnarly. I'm not a big fan of him. And as Sakamoto-san was saying,
The melee
about
counters
the
are so
beam
cool.
burst, I actually wanted to showcase this other Aeon ability because it is so it's so cool and it feels really powerful. Oh, and I missed my moment to do the melee counter.
So what's the next stealth announcement? Is it Chrono Trigger for 3DS or what?
I'm going to use a combination of abilities here, from missile to grapple to beam burst.
You really have to be on your game with this guy because he switches up his patterns a lot.
Oh, he does.
He's hard to predict.
And he's hard to predict, and he totally aims for me too.
They've been covering this game for like 40 minutes.
Nice.
I know.
That's just a beautiful melee counter too. I love how it slows down time
Yeah.
and it has that really cinematic presentation.
Yes, it feels so epic.
She's died twice
And
now.
I absolutely love it. And this is my least favorite move. This one gets me every time. Oh god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
And now you died on purpose so that we could
Yes,
see
I
Zero
did.
Suits down this
She looks
high.
so elegant there.
Beautiful, yes. So thank you.
Aubrey's
You're welcome.
wrapping her
I
up.
aim to please.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna try this again.
Yes, you can do this. We all believe in you.
I'm gonna skip the cutscene.
Really,
I'm
Doc
gonna-
Croc?
whoa,
Doc Croc
get
says
right
the
into
same
that.
leaker called a
All
Chrono
right.
Trigger style JRPG for the 3DS.
Nice melee counter right
Yeah.
off the top.
Oh, he was nice enough to give it to me, so I'll take it.
Yes.
Where is this leaker that you're listening to, Doc?
Oh no.
Did this leaker
side,
that you're
so we
talking
gotta
about?
get a
Did
shot
this
of the
leaker
duplex.
talk about this game?
Ah.
You know, he's not invited to your birthday party anymore.
No.
He ruined it.
I like green, but not in my face. No.
And as we're showcasing here, the new abilities, your beam burst there, your lightning armor, they add to the experience, but as to the balance they were talking about earlier, they definitely don't make it easier. You have the ion gauge, and you can't spam these abilities at all. I mean, I think you're already out of them, so...
Oh, again.
So the leaker
alright.
said
He's
Metroidvania
charmed.
game for
He's pretty
3DS, and
strong.
it ended up being
I'm
Metroid.
hopeful that this
yeah.
third time I can get it.
So Chrono Trigger style game, is that
Power
Chrono
of
Trigger?
Samus
I
at your
mean, am I gonna like have a heart attack right now if this happens?
All right, let's try this game.
I feel like it'd be very intimidating to
Oh,
play
I missed
a
him.
video game in
You
front of
missed him
everyone and
that
in front of the
time.
creators
Yes.
as
Right.
well.
Especially with the world debut of it.
Yeah, being like, don't mess up, everyone's watching you literally.
I can barely play competently on stream, so this is not,
Feel that
not the
tomorrow.
job for me.
Hope so. So mean.
Oh, that's cool.
God dang, that's cool. You want it now?
Uh-oh, this is the one she
What's your
keeps dying
favorite?
on.
Oh god, I absolutely hate
Stay,
it.
yeah, roll.
This is brilliant.
Oh, get away.
You know, he's more afraid of you than you are of him.
Is
Remember
that really
That's
the case?
truth.
Neon Saxon says,
I don't
expect
think
the
he cares
good,
much
prepare for the
about
heart
it."
attack. Don't even... Let's not even joke about this, guys. Let's not joke about it. I'm fine if it doesn't happen. I don't expect it to ever happen. And I sure don't expect it to happen this year now. I mean, this is enough. We're good.
Just when you think you have a handle on it.
Oh, nice move.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Get it.
I always need to be on guard with him because it's
He's turning
never
red now.
the same
Yeah. That
pattern
means he's
or
near the end.
consistent at all.
You're getting really close though. I think you can do this.
She's got it.
Oh, I don't know. I got 1 bar left.
Just stay in ball form. Oh my gosh. No. Oof.
No.
I love how we're rooting for her.
Yeah, I know,
So
right?
bad.
Oh! Boom, 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 boom.
All right, I can do it. I can do this. I
We
swear.
believe in you. This is the time. And he's not going to do that move. Maybe say over and over again.
Maybe Sakamoto-san can give me some tips.
Yeah, I know, right?
We've got 15 minutes to fill.
Good luck. Do your best.
That's all I get.
No pressure having the creator of Metroid watching you.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, no pressure. He's probably sitting there being like, God, this one's done. Come on.
So here's the thing, like, before E3, we talked about whether or not Metroid was going to happen or not, and I think Justin, Jeff, and I had debated on whether or not, if it happens, is it going to be a 2D Metroid or a 3D Metroid? Are we going to get, you know,
How dynamic the beam
maybe a
burst
Super
looks.
Metroid remake, or is it going to be
It
Prime
is-
4? And
it
we're
feels
getting,
so good.
you know, both. We're getting... I would have been fine with this type of game on the Switch. Like, I was like, you may not need to do Metroid Prime 4. You might just do a new 2D Metroid, but have 3D elements like this game. And if they had done this game on the
Fine,
Switch,
I
I would have been
ran
just
out
as
of my
happy.
own
But now we're
energy.
getting both.
Ah, that was my best one.
Oh no.
Uh-oh,
You
roll,
gotta do
roll.
the old-fashioned way now.
No, she keeps getting hit by those fireballs. Roll.
Missiles it is.
Oh, he's red now. Come
Oh,
on.
nice.
She's got this.
Close.
She's got this.
Come at me. Come on.
Just stay down.
Yes.
Just with the melee
There
weapon.
you
That's
go.
beautiful. Well worth the
Ah,
wait.
thank you.
Good work, Teresa.
Well, that is all we have to show for game footage. We do have some
Okay.
cool announcements to also show to the folks at home, so
Yes.
I'm really excited.
Shall we?
Oh, we shall. All right, so as you probably might have seen in the very beginning of the game, the surface area, Amiibo functionality is active in this game. It does support the two Samus, the Zero Suit Samus and the regular Samus from the Super Smash Bros. Line, but there's also two new Amiibo that we're so excited to show you guys. So we actually have them right here. I'm gonna ask you to hold, actually no, I'm gonna give you the honors of holding him because he's so awesome.
Little friend.
So you get the Metroid, and this is the best part. He's actually squishy.
He's actually feels like a Metroid.
Oh.
So cool.
Damn it,
And he's
they're
like breaking out of this little case and everything.
Yep.
That's
And then
very
you
cool.
also have Samus again here, but she's in her classic Metroid 2 pose, and that is just so cool. Like the amount of detail that's around her, it's just it's so amazing. She feels so
full
cool.
price for an Amiibo. I've
And
tried to stay away from it,
Great
but
additions
that's
to
really neat.
my collection, maybe your collection.
Oh yeah, definitely
Yes.
my collection. I'm a super big fan of Metroid. So we can't unfortunately tell you what the functionality is in this segment, but we will announce it at a later time. But we wanted to show you these because they're so cool.
Yes.
Yes, and
before we go,
Yeah.
we wanted to ask if Sakamoto-san and Jose have any final thoughts they'd like to tell our studio
最後に何か一言か何か発表したいこと何かありますでしょうかね。
どうしたんですか？
Yes, I wanted to thank Sakamoto-san and Nintendo for relying on us to develop this new Metroid game. So thank you so much.
Yeah. 私たちもマーキュリー・スティームさんというすごくいいパートナーに巡り会えて2D メトロイドの可能性をすごく広げることができて非常にハッピーです。
Yeah, I think
Thank you.
we are very happy, of course, to have come, been lucky enough to team up with Mercury's team on this project, and we really feel that the world, the potential for the 2D Metroid franchise has really just opened up for us a lot. So thank you so much.
そしてもう一つあれですよね、お知らせが
And I
あ
got
るん
one
ですよ
other
ね。
thing I'd like to talk about today.
Oh boy.
What is it?
実はまだ映画出ないんですか？実は、今回のサムスリターンズでは、スペシャルエディションですね、特典付きのものも発売されます。
Yeah, so we're going to launch and put on the market a special edition for Metroid Samus Returns.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that's so pretty. So it also has on the cover the original pose from the Metroid 2: Return of Samus. So that's so cool.
Yeah, and we've got a
Yeah.
soundtrack there and reversible cover. So
Yeah,
that's
so
pretty neat.
the soundtrack is actually called Samus Archives. It's a music CD and it has about, I think, 25 tracks.
25, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just a collection of all the games that have come out so far for the Metroid series featuring our beloved heroine Samus, including this one. So I hope you guys really... I'm super excited for it, so I hope you guys are too, and it's really cool treat.
Yes, thank you so much for telling us about that, Sakamoto-san, and
Yes.
thank you, Jose. as well.
Thank you. All right.
All right, so I think later today we're going to have a trailer.
Oh, that's right. So one more treat for you all. So those of you that have a Nintendo 3DS at home, you're actually able to see the trailer that aired earlier today, and it actually, because you have a Nintendo 3DS, if you're able to put on the 3D functionality, you'll be able to see that 3D depth and display, and you'll just be able to see how isolated and cool and all that depth that's in Metroid. So we're really excited to have that available for you today, and you could download it for free on the Nintendo eShop.
Yes, and thank you so much for tuning in. We're so happy to be able to show you
Yes.
Metroid Samus Returns.
Totally announced.
Thank you again, Sakamoto-san and Jose, for joining us and speaking with us. And please stay tuned. Next up, we have Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, so don't go anywhere. That's right. Thanks.
No, Dave, why do you do this to us?
But the
All
fact
right.
that they have like what the case looks like, they have so much gameplay. Like it has to be coming out soon, right?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause
Yeah,
it's so,
I agree.
all of the details, like this is what the special edition looks like. This is what this looks like, and
But not even soon enough to say the year it might be coming out in. Like,
Yeah. Lauren's right. I imagine that it's got to be holiday this year, but oh, jeez Louise, does that look... What a freaking surprise. What a freaking surprise.
I know you're gonna be downloading that trailer as soon as we're done here.
Oh, my 3DS is at your house.
Oh no!
Yeah. Let me
Oh.
see. I'm looking to see if there's any news. Oh shit, here's a date. September 15th.
Yeah.
September 15th for Metroid Return of Samus.
Oh.
Don't... Guys, that's it. That's the curb stomp right there. And you guys fooling with me in the chat on Chrono Trigger, just... It's okay. It's all right. I know it's not going to happen. Don't mess with me like that. You're going to get my hopes up. Guys, we've been broadcasting for like almost 3 hours straight here.
Wow. So much information.
Let's go ahead. Nintendo's going to show off like gameplay tomorrow. They're going to show off. They've got the Splatoon Championship, the ARM Championship, the Pokemon DX Championship.
Right.
What is this Chrono Trigger-esque RPG that you guys keep talking about? Because I have not seen these leaks. Are you saying that I should keep watching? Is this going to happen in the next couple of minutes here? I'm not going to sit here and broadcast through Rayman or through the Rabbids thing. She's like, I don't know. That's all right.
We'll have to do some research.
Yeah. But I'll keep watching the Treehouse. I'll write about anything big that happens. Guys, let's wrap this up. Mario looked cool. We had this just ridiculous surprise announcement on Metroid: The Return of Samus, which...
Yep.
How unexpected was that?
It's so cool.
I mean, that was straight out of the, straight out of left field kind of announcement. Like, oh, hey, by the way, here's this awesome Metroid game that we're going to give you this fall.
Yeah. Hey, Pikmin 3DS game gets official title and release date along with new Amiibo.
And it's July.
Yeah, so Hey Pikmin...
Next year. Or no,
oh,
this year.
July,
No, wait, this
July
year.
28, 2017 for that Hey Pikmin game. Doc Croc says to keep the Treehouse on, so we'll keep broadcasting it maybe here. But
Well, it might be a little while. They're going to go into the Rabbids next.
yeah, what I'll do, I'll just keep the broadcast on, but I'm going to end our portion of it, and I'll pop on if I see anything else go on here. But Justin, this is our last official broadcast at E3. We might do some further shows like Wednesday and Thursday, maybe something Friday, I don't know. But This is our last official broadcast. Final thoughts for Nintendo.
Oh man, Nintendo came out guns a-blazing. They dropped, after the initial trailer that really was actually kind of a pretty cool trailer, showcasing that the Nintendo Switch can be played by anyone, anywhere.
Yeah.
Giving us a little teaser of Rocket League in the beginning. Then Reggie comes on, which is what I wanted. I was like, thank you, give me Reggie. And then just game after game after game, going all over the spectrum, starting with that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 announcement all the way down to Super Mario Odyssey at the very end. They have pretty much said, okay, here's what I'm giving you every day or every month of the year. And Nintendo's not fooling around anymore, guys. They like you said, not to give any sort of ill will towards any of the other conferences, but then Metroid Samus Returns gets announced for the 3DS. Like you said, was kind of the curb stomp, was the icing on the cake, the cherry on top. That just said like, hey, Nintendo blew us away and pretty much wins E3 at this point.
Yeah. Lauren, what are your final thoughts? What were your thoughts on Nintendo's E3 presentation?
Well, I mean, I agree with a lot with what Justin was saying, that I just feel that they came in, they knew what they wanted to do, they focused on what was good. I feel like the pacing was really good of the conference itself. Like, they showed snippets, they did really well. I mean, just from a personal standpoint, I mean, just how many games that I'm personally excited to play, and the fact that they're like, oh, this is good, this is good, and this is good, and this is good, and they still had, like, surprises that people were wanting. It wasn't just like, oh, here's this gift, but no one wants it. This was something like Metroid that people have been asking for and they've been wanting. They're like, yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Sean, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think this is proof that you can have successful lineup of games without zombies, or Nazis, or VR, or 4K, or whatever the newfangled shiny is.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
That is the comment of E3 right there. You don't need all this, superfluous? Thank you. BS to have good gameplay. Doc Croc, before we go, at what point should I really be watching the stream here? Is it going to be after this Rabbids thing? Are you saying this that? What are you saying? What are you saying, Doc Croc? You've teased me enough that I'm gullible enough to believe almost anything at this point.
She doesn't know.
You jerk.
Quit playing games with his heart.
Don't do that. I am an old man and I don't have much time left in my life. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. I think I'll keep the stream actually going with Nintendo's coverage, but we'll be off camera and you won't be able to hear us or anything like that. So, yeah, shake the magic 8-ball. Yeah, I'll be monitoring the stream all day. So, but I will end the simulcast at some point here. Maybe we'll see what the next game is after Rabbids and then cut it off at that point. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for hanging out. Hang out a little bit longer and see what Nintendo's got going on with Rabbids. I'll turn the volume back up and I'll pop in if there's anything else ridiculous that happens. Yeah, if something happens, I will definitely come back on.
Of course.
I'm just a click away here. But Justin, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us. Not just today, but throughout E3. We really appreciate it. So, technologically, this really worked out well. I gotta say, just on a personal standpoint, it means a lot to be able to try and put together these streams and bring this to you. Because I'm just a guy working out of an office of my house here. I mean, just like so many other streamers, I don't know much about streaming. I'm still pretty new to all this, but it means a lot to be able to bring this all to you. And just taking a look at the streams that we did last year comparing to what we did this year, I gotta say I'm proud of how good of a quality stream that we've produced. Just with the technological quality, I think was really good. Except for the EA one, we had a little thing. I didn't realize there was something going on with the sound. And the Microsoft one, I don't know what was going on with the Microsoft one. We had some internet problems there. But everything else, if you look compared to our streams last year compared to this year, it's a night and day difference. So I'm just extremely happy, just on a self-indulgent level, about how well they turned out. I'm extremely happy with, thank you everybody for participating in so many chats. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Thank you, Justin. Thanks to Jeff, who's over at work right now. Thank you, Sean, for coming over and participating. Lauren, thanks so much for supporting what we're doing here and just being generally the best person on the planet. Seriously. We'll be back with more stuff. Just, follow us here so that way you can get an alert whenever we come on.
Yes, and for those of you that are also joining us later and watching this later on YouTube as well, please go down below, click like, subscribe, and please leave comments as well, because we would love to hear what you guys would like to see in future streams, what you guys really liked about the favorites, like what were your favorite Nintendo for this video, as well as I would love to see what your ratings are. We've already got Justice Scooby already wrote some ratings on there. Like, rate the conferences. Let's see which ones were your favorites. So we'd love to get an interactive community going.
Indeed. That'll wrap it up. I'll bring Nintendo back up at the forefront. Justin, I'll say goodbye to you now. Hey, what's up, Orange Soapstone? How are you doing? Thank you very much for hanging out with us here. I'll leave you with Nintendo simulcasting for a little while. I'll keep monitoring the stream. If something else crazy comes up, I'll pop back on. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Hang out, watch Nintendo. We'll see you later. Thanks very much, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.
You can move the cursor behind one of your teammates in order to activate what we call the team jump. And the team jump is expanding your area of movement, allowing you to go much further than your normal area of movement.
Right.
And this is also allowing you to fill the gaps, such as the small river that you can see in front of you. After that, you can choose, but there is no
a lot of life points, but they're they dash you all the time. So it's good that I'm on the other side with Mario, thanks to the team jump. So when you're ready, you press A, you attack, and what you may have seen just over the enemy is the hit percentage. So 100% means 100% chance to hit. If they are behind a half cover, full cover, it changes. So we'll see that just later on. So I'll continue with the attack here, and even defeat the enemy in the process. He's zapped out, and in terms of story, basically they're not dying. They're going back to the hub as white rabbits. So we're actually saving the rabbits
That's
here.
great. Then you feel good about defeating these guys.
Absolutely. That's the whole point, because I don't want to spoil too much about the story, but they have been controlled by a force. And by defeating them, you are removing this force from them. And they are part of the gameplay loop of the players, because they will go back to the Peach Castle, and the more you free them, the more they will build a structure that will help the player throughout their adventure.
So we saw there Mario was attacked, but he's behind a full cover, so the enemy had 0% chance of hitting him. But the cover did take damage, I noticed. So.
Exactly. So it's actually something really important in the combat itself. There are actually, aside one that we have later in the game, no cover that is really infinite. Like, they have this amount of damage, and if they get destroyed, you don't have any cover anymore to defend yourself. So for example here, if I go and attack this enemy, I know I'm not gonna hit it, 0% chance, but just to show you the damage on the cover itself, this is a wood cover, so in 2 hits it's gonna be destroyed. And the one you see here next to Rabbid Luigi is a brick cover. So this one is a bit more tough, so 3 hits. So basically, that's really important in the game itself, to use this. The enemies will do it, you will do it, so...
And this is cool, because you can also use interactive elements in the battleground, such as the Rabbids pipe. The Rabbids pipe really helps you to go in other places where you couldn't reach just with your area of movement.
So when you use that Tacticam, spot those pipes,
and use that to plan out your strategy.
Exactly. So that's why the observation part is important, and we gave this tool to the player in order to really study if they want to the battleground.
Definitely, it does count for you. You do have to explore a bit to really figure out that turn-based strategy and find out what the best advantages you have, especially in this new level and environment that you're encountering.
Exactly. Here, it's even we showed some gameplay yesterday at the conference. It was justified after. This one is before, like David was saying, we don't even have the techniques. But one thing here that is really important for us in terms of design and philosophy was you see the water. This is creating a gap. So it teaches you to use team jump a lot. But the enemies do not use team jump. Those guys are dashers. You don't have Globetrotter. Globetrotter is the second archetype we have. They do team jumps. But here, we really want to show the player, like, hey, you can protect yourself. They will dash you eventually because they will take the pipe by the end of the map, trying to rush you. But it depends because according to where you are in the fight, we never know what the enemies can do. But they should do that in this map because, again, we wanted to teach you this is the way you can play as well. You can reach bigger zones and reach new areas, but also you can go over gaps like water. And this is quite cool. And later in the game, you'll even have height. So if you go up there, you have an advantage in terms of damage. So it starts to build up, We start to put the ingredients together. And this map is 30 minutes into the game, so it's really a good map to start to get those things in.
Yeah, the players are still learning here, no? So it's really up to them where to move. They want to go directly against the enemy and risking to be dashed, but they maybe could arrive at the objective sooner, or they want to take maybe a more safer route like the one we are taking right now, because we are moving, helping each other, using the protection of the colors.
Right, and you had mentioned earlier that the objective for this battle is really to get to this final checkpoint.
Yeah.
There are different battles where you actually have to defeat all the enemies.
So here, it's a tricky map. Of course, we're playing, we know pretty much the map, but for the player, it's going to be a first tricky map because they could take this as, oh, we like to defeat all the enemies, but the issue is that we have a lot of a respawn, and the more you wait, the more enemies will spawn, and it's going to be very complicated. So here, it's a reach objective. You need to reach. One of your character needs to be in the zone, and this is something key for the players to do. And then we have multiple enemy objectives. We have defeat all, defeat this type of enemy, reach, escort, and those type of objectives throughout the game to really challenge the player again to do the right decisioning when it matters. So Rabbid Luigi is really close now. He's not close enough because we made it
close
so
enough to arrive
exactly.
at the mission objective.
And definitely, this is something that we've never seen before, really, with Mario, and he's pairing up with this mashup. But also, we have Mario for the first time really using a weapon, a projectile weapon, and yeah.
Yeah, Mario has never been afraid to take whatever power-ups are, available to him. So it's cool to see these new types of weapons that he can play with.
He's adapting to his surroundings.
Right.
Yes, plus they are very, very light-hearted and funny. Because the weapons in our game are not just there in order to damage the enemy, but they are also a tool to create fun, because you can plug additional behavior, such as you can glue an enemy on the ground. There is a particular enemy that is very powerful in using the techniques. You can freeze his face, so he cannot speak anymore, therefore he cannot use the techniques. There is someone very good at shooting. You can hink his face so he cannot see you and he cannot shoot at you. You can burn enemies so they are running with their bottom on fire. And there is also propagation. So if an enemy on fire is touching another enemy, will propagate. There are some crazy behavior that could happen within the battlefield, and that's what we call the domino effect. So you can chain multiple effects, and the output could be very, very crazy.
Also, when you finish a fight, you can go back, of course, to the zone in free movement and exploration mode. All the coins that you have on your battlefield is because when you destroy covers, you gather coins as well. So even if you hit an enemy behind a cover, and the cover is destroyed, it's rewarding as well for the player, so you can go back and buy better weapons thanks to coins. But if we have a few minutes, we just wanted to show something as well here. Just a quick fact, we went that way for the fight itself, but in fact the most effective way, let's say advanced way, would have been to go that way. Even if it's dangerous, the first round you get dash and stuff. Second round, you really dash the enemy well. So a good strategy would be to put Mario on the right side. He's a good damage output in terms of his weapon. Rabbid Luigi is not really good with his weapon, but he's good with dashing. So you can put it in the front line, and then you go really quickly to the zone here. So yeah, we just revealed something for people when they will play. Nice. They know how to play the map now. But yeah, it's up to the player to decide. They can go front or go left, right, whatever they have in mind, they can go for it. Depends on the play style itself.
Because a good tactical game should give the player the choice to choose their strategy. So not only in terms of how you want to customize your character, which kind of weapon you want them to be equipped with, but also the plan that you want to take into the battlefield. So we didn't want for the battles to have only one possible solution, but multiple.
So, let's go to the Peach Castle to show the hub itself.
Yeah, let's take a look.
We didn't present it yet, although it's a big part of the game, of course. So, of course, it's a Peach Castle. It was not destroyed by the arrival of the Rabbids, so thank God, this is good. But the issue, or let's say the challenge for Peach as a princess as well, is that the castle will evolve as the game progresses. So as you progress, you'll see more stuff built by the Rabbids a bit randomly, or not randomly like this one, Battle HQ, to change your team, change your weapons, change your skills in the skill tree, access new worlds. So this one is the first one, Ancient Gardens. And you also have many puzzles around that you have to solve. And as you finish a world, you get new contextual actions and exploration as well, so you can progress and see other places that you couldn't go before. So this is key as well for the player to go back to the hub and see what they could do now that have new abilities. So yeah, this hub will evolve throughout the game, and we won't be able to show today the other worlds, but as soon as you finish a world, you can access the new one with this new ability, and the cannon takes you and then shoot you in the world itself. And we just saw an example here of a little puzzle that we have with the red coins that we have in the game as well. So we have yellow coins, red coins, blue coins as well in the bug zones. Museum where you get all the collectibles from the game. You can gather in the game. This one is still broken when you're at that moment in the game, but it's the washing time machine. That's what they use to come in the world itself of Mario. And it will be useful in the future. You can go back and revisit and get better scores in all the fights that you've done. And also other elements that here are teasing that the player will discover. New worlds here, etc., etc. So that's really an important part of the game as well, this hub and how it will evolve with the game itself.
And I do remember that the hub was one of the first things that we decided to do within the game, like really a point of contact for the player to really help me throughout the whole game. And I remember when we were told that we were about to work with Nintendo on a game that was featuring both Mario and the Rabbids, and we immediately understood that it was a lifetime opportunity. We worked really night and day in order to find something unique for the Rabbids, but as well for Mario. So as we are huge tactical fan, we said, okay, we should use them to propose something fresh, something new in the turn-based combat games. But at the same time, we wanted to stay true to the Mario universe. And therefore, we decided to mix those two different phases, but in a seamless way, like the combat and the adventure. And at the end, when we felt that we had a solid idea we decided to meet with Nintendo. And I remember that we had only 3 weeks and a half. It was crazy, do you remember? To really prepare something. And when I finally met Mr. Miyamoto, I felt like he's the creator of my favorite game. It's the inspiration of my career as a game designer. And I felt like if I was divided like in two. So the passionate Nintendo player and the Ubisoft creative director, the urgency to ask for an autograph and the responsibility to present the game the most professional way.
Sure.
But at the end, the effort paid off because he told me that he was impressed, and keep asking how come that we had Mario and Luigi in our prototype. But the truth is that even if we spent, we had only 3 weeks and a half to work on the prototype, we recreated Mario and Luigi from scratch, the model, the animation, the rig, in order to try to translate their essence in our prototype. And I think that this was the moment where we truly convinced Nintendo about our commitment and passion. So from that moment on, we kept meeting with them in Kyoto. It was an incredible journey, and Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle become really a work of love, a labor of love.
That's such an amazing story.
Yeah, I think you guys have a lot to be proud of, and I know that Mr. Miyamoto, he's hard to impress, and you guys have worked really hard, and I'm super proud of what you guys have come up with. I can't wait to play the full game.
And it's just beautiful looking with all the graphics and the different tactical style, but also the exploration of the game. It's a new style that we never really encountered before. So
we didn't sleep a lot these past month and years, but we're super happy to be here and talk about the game. It feels great. Like we were almost like in the cave, working on this game. And I think for the team, the whole team, dev team, all the studios, to be here today to talk about the game, show the game, finally. It's just super exciting.
Yesterday press conference was
it went very well, and
wall of
all the
emotion.
emotions we had on it was great. And I think now showing the game like that is just incredible. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so
Thanks
much,
a
guys,
lot.
for coming. So this was Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and then up next we have Fire Emblem Warriors. Stay tuned for more.